Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Christmas Eve, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com. We're live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW of Atlantic City. We're off exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Find them on the web, GibsonMayor.com. Tom Renone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakovic, Dan McGuckin, Rob Hove on the ones and twos. Tons to talk about. It is opening day tomorrow, boys. For the baseball junkies out there, ring the bell. A lot of excitement. I know me and Mike, since we started, have been waiting every year to be excited and not to realize by June we're not going to be excited anymore. Well, this year, hopefully, we have excitement all throughout the summer.
I wish we had a Tom McGinnis drop right now. Be like, get excited.
Wish we had a Harry drop right now, right?
That'd be
A little
great.
hair. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to talk about Fultz's return. All right, Sixers playing tonight against the Knicks as well. JoJo got a little banged up tonight. Nothing serious. He'll be fine. Everybody calm down. It's anything upper body we're going with, babe. Anything upper body we're going to live with. Anything lower half, that's where we start getting concerned.
NBA Twitter's already freaking out.
Dan and I were talking earlier, and we're like, they said that they were going to rest him a couple games down the stretch. Guess what? There's a rest game.
There you go. Look how things work out. And Markelle is taking him out, saying, yeah, I love you too, Joe. But here's a little,
My team now.
Yeah, my team now. Later on, we'll talk about Jay Wright, Villanova Wildcats, Final Four. And
again,
are they sort of under the radar because it is a pro city and a pro town and everybody else is doing well? We'll talk about that later on. And also, we're going to have to give our prediction on who's cutting the nets down in San Antonio. That later on in the show. Long live the king. Scott Kingery extended through 2026.
Look at the look on your face. Look at the look.
I don't know if it's much even about Scotty. It's just about, wow, look at
Baseball.
the organization changing. Look at them changing. It's grown-ups. Now we're acting like grown-ups. We're acting like a major market. We're not acting like we're the Tampa Bay Rays. And we have to worry about owning a guy, and a great deal, obviously, and a smart deal for Scott Kingery. I mean, you have no Major League Baseball experience, and at the later part of this deal, you're talking about $14, $15, $16 million. That's a no-brainer.
I got a beef. I do. I got a beef with you.
Beef with me?
Yeah, a little bit. A little one. Not a big one.
And we're going to get to your questions, fam, in a minute, too, as well.
Little one. Is it so? This is a guy who has signed the largest contract in the history of Major League Baseball for someone with literally zero service time. So about a year and a half ago, you wanted him out of here? You didn't want to part with Caesar, so you wanted to ship Scotty off.
Well, let's remember the question at hand. Let's remember the question at hand.
That's why you're a problem.
We'll worry about him later. We'll get to him later.
You're damn right I would.
He came in not in a happy mood with the family. We'll just dissect him later.
I can't hear myself right now, so we're good.
We'll dissect him later. So, to your point, though, all right, is that I think it was more.
Hold on, Robbie, while you're there, oh, nicely.
I'll take
done.
juice too while we're at it.
I was gonna say while you're there.
When in Rome. When in Rome.
I was gonna say while you're down there, hey. But no, that's perfect. Thanks, brother.
So I think the question at hand was really, who would you rather have being your second baseman? If you had to pick one, who would you choose? And I think I was going with Hernandez. every day was because we know what he is as a major leaguer. And the difference from Scotty is we didn't know who he is as a major leaguer. We still don't know who he is as a major leaguer. And my excitement is for Scott Kingery because I'm excited, and it shows, hey, if you're gonna come into camp and you're gonna put on a show, you're going to be rewarded, and maybe not rewarded with a contract, but rewarded with the big club. And that shows me a change. That's how the big boys go about their business, and that's what makes me excited for Matt Klentak, because we've been waiting for this kind of thing, and Gabe Kapler and the new regime, and this is being bold. But my excitement is because of, one, the season starting, and two, that, hey, he's being rewarded, and this is what you do. The guy can play everywhere. We'll talk about he's probably going to play 5 nights a week. But our poll question, before we go too far into Scotty, because we're going to talk about him plenty.
Before we dive too deep into that rabbit hole.
Because there's going to be that rabbit hole's deep. That rabbit hole's deep. He called me out, and the rabbit's deep in the hole. For the Phillies to compete in 2018.
Grab him by the ears. Pull that Easter bunny right on.
Which puppies?
Ooh, we're talking puppies.
I love puppies. Let's do that. Let's do that again. For the Phillies to compete in 2018, which puppies need to have the best season? Hoskins, Alfaro, Noah Pivetta, Crawford, Kingery, Williams, and Vin Velasquez. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Family already chiming in. Before we get to the poll, let's get to the family, answer some questions. Mike Parker, any chance of throwing up a Carson jersey next to the Jordan jersey? We had one, and one Mr. Chrome. I'm not here to point fingers, but one Chrome took it home with him for whatever reason, so it can sit on his goddamn wall. You know what I mean? The guys you deal with. He took it home the other day. You let a guy decorate the studio for the wrestle show for the nerds, right, Mike? Right, for the nerds.
Whoa.
Not calling you a nerd.
Well, why is it just me? He was there.
Well, no,
you
said, wow, I never met guys that are more nerds than me when it comes to wrestling on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Which was an amazing comment.
That was real
so I let
bad.
him take it all down, and he took the Carson with him. So, all right, Mikey the Greek, what it do, fam? What up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
And he says, suggesting you all need to invest in a replica Lombardi for the table during shows. I completely agree.
Yes.
Completely agree. Mike Parker, my favorite A2D show. Let's go, boys.
That's right.
Sean Spielman, family talk, because now he's family. Phil, Sixers. First question. How many Sixers fans hate Fultz tonight after loving him last night? Hashtag Embiid. The morons, Sean. The usual group members out there that are flat out more, not in our group, in other groups that are morons and jump guns. Them guys are ones that are going to hate Markelle tonight. Ralphie D, Villanova stinks. Jesus.
So does Michigan State.
Real talk.
How'd that work out?
Brian Daly, ring the bell. What up, Bri?
10 sacks.
And Mikey says, and Fultz is in right now. Dion Brown, what up, Dion?
What up, Dion?
Dion, what are we drinking tonight?
He said, what up, Dream Team? Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Rome chiming in. Greg, stop watching yourself.
He's watching the Sixers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watching Sixers. False alarm. Mike Parker, I didn't say I don't tune in to all of them, Brian. Oh, so Brian wasn't happy. Brian wasn't happy. Oh, there's Chrome. Hey, fellas, poll question time. I wouldn't be concerned with the Phil's bats. They'll definitely score some runs. It's pitching. Nosey needs to continue his growth and be a catalyst for the rotation. Any slide from him will definitely compromise success this season. Agreed.
Hey, Chrome, thanks for stealing my answer.
Hey, Chrome. Dion Brown loving the Nova hoodie, and he's saying it's dope. And he's
There
a
you
front
go.
runner, too, Dion.
I'm not.
Into
I
that
got a
later
story.
on.
I got a story.
Go.
No, we'll save
go ahead.
No, we'll save it for later.
All right, save it for later. Look at the tease. Look at the tease at it. Look at his third time in. He's teasing already. He's teasing already. Look at him learning on the fly.
Wait, Dan, that's the TV. It's just not on.
All right.
Chrome's hashtag Chrome talk about wrestling. You can go read his comment. Jason Grasoli. Grasoli. I'll make sure I get that right. Grass, dirt, pine tar, peanuts, beers. Everybody hits. Let's go.
I think Jason's one of these dudes, too, who literally takes off like the next 5 days and does nothing but like watch MLB Network and the Phils like straight through the weekend.
It's quality.
How weird is this weekend, though, with Sunday falling on Easter or Easter falling on Sunday, because Easter's always on a Sunday, whatever. But the first series is going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're giving them Sunday as an off day. They're not playing games on Easter Sunday. I think that's the weirdest thing.
Usually it's the day after the home opener. Usually the off day's a Friday. My dad was talking to me, are they off Friday? I said, no. He said, what? And I said, no, they're actually off Sunday. And then the Mets, they had the built-in day off. When they go to New York, they had that built-in day off.
No. That's the other thing that's weird. Is
no, that's two after. Yeah.
So their built-in day off for the first series is Sunday, which they don't want to play on Easter if they can completely avoid it. They go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in New York. Then they open at home on Thursday, and they're off Friday. So they have a Sunday off and a Friday off in the first week.
Yeah, and then when they come their Fridays off, the home opener.
Is here.
Yeah,
So
after
if the home opener gets rained out Thursday, they go Friday. Yeah, they go
now,
Friday.
New York
Saturday,
doesn't have
Sunday.
the built-in one for their home opener?
No, and it's weird.
When I was looking at it earlier, I knew there was something, but it was after.
Yeah,
but they do have a lot of.
Unless New York opens at home this weekend. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like.
They could. That's true.
I'm still stuck on this whole thing that they play. I think it's 9 out of their first 21 against the Braves.
Didn't they do it last year or something like that?
The Nationals.
Years ago?
Nationals.
It
was like
it's so annoying.
It was like
12
out of their first 30.
Not that you don't always hate your division rivals, but like you really hate them by the end. You're like,
yeah.
Can I watch them play somebody else?
Like one more
like
tomahawk.
It's like
chop,
watching
I'm gonna punch
ESPN
somebody.
broadcasting. I'm sick of watching the Cardinals. I'm sick of watching the Red Sox and the Yankees. Put somebody else on there.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Expand a
well,
little bit.
Last year was 12 out of
Now
the
it's
first
the Cubs.
12 out of the first 36 were the Nationals.
Hence slow start.
Yeah. This year 9 out of the first 21 are the Braves.
And that's the difference. This year's got to be that fast start.
Yeah.
And we'll get into our final win total.
Final.
Because I know we've done it a few different times because that's the excitement.
And we got a baseball roundtable on Saturday, so we'll do it again.
And we do have a baseball roundtable. And that'll be all the league as well, but mostly Phil's. You know how we do it. But Deion Brown, 2 Sixers, Sam Adams, Rebel IPAs on deck. Look at the guy.
Well done.
Look at the guy. Look at you. Pop Mondes. What up, fellas? What up, Pop?
Pop.
Sean Spielman. Yo, bro, nerds. We prefer to be called boogie pickers.
Sean, you don't understand. There's me and Greg, and then there was Chrome and his nerds, and they were bad. I mean, I thought I was a wrestling nerd. Those guys put me to shame. I mean, big time. Like they're rattling off like the opening match of WrestleMania 12, who won and in what the time of the match was. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was out there. James Wilder, Noah. What up, our resident Canadian?
What up, eh?
How you doing, eh?
Noah has to have the
wild.
best season on this team. He's the best. Prove he's
His name's
solid ace
Wilder.
and get this team fired up. Now, he has to be that ace. And I think I was talking to Greg or Mike, and it might have been the other night when we were all out together, but duplicate that 10. If you duplicate that 10 in the 20 and you can double that, you're in the Cy Young conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. Now, Kenny, we're going to find out real soon. All right, we'll get to more questions in a second because I want to go around, circle, and get to the poll question. What combos of puppies need to have the best season for us to compete in 2018? Hoskins, Jorge, Noah, Pavetta, Crawford, Kingery, Williams, Velasquez.
Pavetta Nola.
Pavetta, Noah.
Hip Jorge.
Hip,
I like Dan. I like Dan. Boom, boom. Got it.
Would you go?
Pavetta Nola.
Oh, he's missing his windscreen over here.
Oh, what?
Oh, here it
His
is.
windscreen.
I knew one was missing.
shit.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I put it right up there.
There we go.
Could have swore I looked at that beforehand. He probably dropped it himself, and that's the. They all four had him. Let's be real.
Can I audible?
You can audible, bro. Unbelievable.
No.
I mean, we're throwing audibles in baseball.
Go ahead.
What the fuck is there an audible in baseball?
It's a
Go ahead.
Omaha.
miss sign.
Omaha.
A miss sign.
Well, no, I just
You want to go? You want to go a different combination?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to go Pavetta, Vinny.
Okay.
Because I think if you take the other two, Noah, Williams, in my mind, you kind of know what you're getting from those guys. And yes, you need another step from them. But I think the bigger growth is from, or the bigger need is from those young guys, the Pavetta and the Vinny. Whether Vinny can get through 5-6 innings, whether he can become a pitcher as opposed to a thrower is a big thing. But I've been reading a lot of guys that are very high on Pavetta, on the back end of that staff. So if there's any correlation to these guys that really like his stuff, his makeup, then I think he's the real key in that pitching.
You're not wrong when you're third, and to start the season, like Mike said, really you're second. So you're not wrong. I mean, Eichhoff going to DL, Leiter going on the DL, and now he's penciled in as their 3. Well, he is very important to their success because I think you're right. You know what you expect. You think you know what you're going to get out of Nola. Right. And these guys are real unknowns right now. Pavetta got lit up last year. There's no running from it. And they kept taking the ball and going out there.
Like we said with Eichhoff, kept taking the ball.
Yeah, but he had flashes. I mean, you look at that game that he had against Chris Sale. I mean, he basically matches Chris Sale pitch for pitch over 8 innings and winds up getting a 2-1 win out of it.
Yeah.
And you just look at this kid and go, why can't he fucking bottle that? Because if he could, he'd be ridiculous.
And there's throwing and there's learning how to pitch.
Right. Yeah.
And this is where you start learning how to pitch in your second year. So, Mike, where are you going with your poll?
I'll be honest with you. I love Greg's answer. I mean, because for me, if I was just sticking with these –
Thanks, boys. Leave it for me.
If I was just sticking with these answers, I was going to go Nola Pavetta because for me, I think these kids are going to hit. I don't even think that's a question. So for me, it's got to be pitching. I mean, I just don't think there's any two ways about it. I might even be more inclined to say, and I know you wanted to stick with Pops, but I might be more inclined to somehow weave Arrieta into this conversation too and say, which Jake Arrieta are you going to get? Are you going to get the one who is aging and on the decline, or are you going to get the one who wants to shove it up the Cubs' ass for letting him walk?
Let's go curveball Arrieta. I mean, you throw the curveball Arrieta in there. And
we have an Omaha. We got a curveball.
And listen, any combo of the puppies you guys want to use them. I know, what was it? Who just went in? Jim Singleton said Hoskins and Kingery. So, I mean, it's different than the two. Any two is fine, but what two? And to Mike's question, what Arrieta are you going to get? Let us know what Arrieta you think we're going to get. I think we're going to get a bulldog, an innings eater, and I'm not saying he's going to be Cy Young Jake Arrieta, but I think he's going to be a legit two.
But for me, I think my combination would be Arrieta Nola, because if you could get 38 to 42 wins out of the top two spots in your rotation, you're going to be a problem for the rest of the league.
No, you're right.
That's a lot.
You're right. So
that's what I mean. It is. It's basically a 21-game winner and like a 17, 18-game winner.
Yeah.
And they have the potential to do it.
They do. They definitely do.
It's just a matter of whether they can put it all together.
And I thank you guys for going other directions, because I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this one. But now continuing just to stare at it, I'm going Crawford and Kingery. And it's easy for me to go Hoskins and Alfaro, but I think I know what I'm getting from them too.
Right.
Like I believe that Jorge Alfaro's a guy. Reason I drafted him in fantasy when I did with my last pick is I think the guy's a walking 320. It's just who I think he is. Right. I really like his. Look at him and look at Cabrera and just get back to me. Just get back to me on some of their stance and just their swing a little bit. There's some similarities.
Mickey talk.
I'm telling you, the guy he walks on the baseball field.
Mickey talk.
We talk about Fultz. Fultz walks on the court, and there's one thing he can do. He gets on the bus, and he's able to get to the rim. Some guys have a skill set. To me, Alfaro is a guy who gets off the plane, bus, etc., all right, and he just flat out hits. And at any level, I just think he rakes. Now, is he Miguel Cabrera? No. But I'm just talking about the stature of the guy and his swing a little bit. There's like when I was watching the Detroit game when they played the Phillies in spring training, and they both came out to the plate. I'm like, they're both big and strong, and I saw like, and then the guy, Cabrera took one oppo, and I wanted to believe he could be.
Yes, hold on. Yes, Gina, people play fantasy baseball.
Yeah, degenerates like myself and other guys on this couch. So to me, I believe them two are going to hit. Hoskins is going to hit. Mm-hmm. Williams, same thing what Mike said. Williams is going to hit. Now, we know Crawford gets on base, but can he hit enough? Now, granted, he might be in the 8-hole, 7-hole, different spots, different times throughout the year.
Go with Cap where he could wind up in the 9-hole.
He could.
Yeah.
Can he bat 270? Because if he can bat 270, that's going to really help this baseball team out.
Yeah.
If Kingery, who, all intents and purposes, 2 weeks ago, wasn't in any of these conversations, was expected to be down, not caught up to June when the arbitration kicked in. Now it's like almost adding a free agent addition right now to your ball club. And there's an unknown of what he's going to do at the major league level.
A big unknown.
But anything that you saw in spring, if he resembles any bit of that guy, it's huge. So if them two kids.
What's he batting? 398 or what is it?
I don't know what he was end up.
What, Kingery?
Yeah.
Well, he was hitting 412 going into the last game. Finished at 398.
Yeah, that's what
Going back to your point about Crawford, though, and his hitting, I don't even need to think he needs to go 270. He could go 250. But if he's got a real high on-base percentage and he just picks the hell out of it at shortstop, that's all I want out of him for his rookie year.
No, I'm
willing
that's
to.
fair.
I'm willing to go with him on a build. But what kills me is
scale.
Yeah, but there were people that were just ripping him in spring training because 3 weeks in, he's hitting 225. Well, okay, look at the first 2 weeks of spring training when he was getting 2-3 at-bats a game, and then they scaled him way back to where he was getting an at-bat, playing 2 innings in the field, and he was out. And then
how'd he start in AAA last year too, Mike?
Very slow with the injury. But what happened at the end of spring training when they started ramping him back up, all of a sudden, 1 hit, 2 hits, 2 hard outs, just lacing the ball all over the place.
And the hitters are always going to be behind.
They always are.
This kid can hit. Now, is he going to be a lifetime 320 hitter and play Gold Glove shortstop? No, you're probably not going to get both. But you could very well have Gold Glove caliber shortstop with a 275 to 280 hitter.
Agree. And the on-base is what's the kicker for me, because you can bat 260 and have a great on-base percentage and still get it and still be good enough analytical-wise for the new MLB.
For everybody in this city who loved Freddie, he's going to make Freddie look like a little leaguer in terms of on-base percentage.
Oh, no question. No question. Freddie drove me crazy with that stuff. Can he pick it? Like I said, every shortstop can pick it. JP can pick it. But this is exciting. So that's where I'm going to go with. Let us know what two puppies need to have the best seasons in 2018 for the Phils to be successful. Real simple.
Gina, Bleeding Green 72, says Crawford and Kingery. And then she said, damn it, Pavetta and Vinny. She wants to mix it up a little bit, too. I like it.
It's tough. It's tough. And I was only going to go with 4, and it's like, how the hell do you fit 4 in here?
Yeah,
There's a million puppies.
David Rosca says it's all about the Angels. And Gina, it's Rob Povia, Povia. It's our man on the 1s and 2s. Hit him up. He'll get you into a fantasy league. Gina wants to play a little fantasy baseball.
Nice. Jim, where are we at? Deion Brown. Let me not miss anything here.
Yeah, TTP balling.
I think Nick Rollo said out of the 4, who would be the best wrestler. To me, it's well documented.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just throwing it out there.
You might be the best professional.
Slide that under.
You might be the best professional wrestler based on charisma.
Dan, there's a TV.
I don't know if you could sell.
I love the video responses now allowed on Facebook. It's amazing. Like, you can save this to typing.
I'm fucking sick of seeing you. I'm not even
sick
going to lie.
of seeing myself, but that's...
Like, oh, look, Tom posted another video. And Tom posted another video.
Oh, my
and
God.
Tom posted another video.
Imagine that. Tom's live again.
Listen, all I'm doing is I'm just
just likes
showing
hearing himself
Facebook
talk.
that my face is real with the video replies.
I think you just get sick of typing and you're like,
it's
fuck it, I'm
terrible.
going to shoot a video.
It's terrible because nobody, typing.
He'd rather actually laugh. He hates typing LOL.
Yeah, it gets tiresome. I really want to laugh. I do want to laugh. Then Mike Parker says, Tom's crushing monsters like Stone Cold and smoking cigs on the walk into the ring with the green shades on. And Nick Rollo just has pointing up. Pop Montes, Jake and Noah stay healthy. Can our Phillies make the playoffs with these guys being lights out? Possible. No question. No question. I think even if Noah is as lights out as he was over that stretch and these kids are going to hit, I think they're a playoff team. I really do. I just think if you get any bit of a resemblance of Arrieta, like I think he can win 15 games and have a 3-4 run average and pitch over 200 innings and be a huge success. Like that's successful to me. It really is. Like I don't have to, I don't need 220 strikeouts,
right.
like crazy stuff. I just need him to be solid. Just be good. Be a guy who ends losing streaks. That's what you need out of your first 2 guys. Them guys got to end losing streaks. And right now, Velasquez is a huge unknown because if you get any bit of a guy who can give you 6-7 innings, right, and learns how to channel all that energy, well, then this rotation can be really good.
The only thing I'm going to say about this whole thing is if Zach Eflin goes down to AAA and he's killing it, and Velasquez is still that guy that can't get out of
– we know he can.
Right, but what I'm saying is if Velasquez is still that guy that can't get out of the 4th inning, they need to pull the plug on this thing like before Memorial Day. Move him to the pen, work him later and later into the games. By the end of the season, he's got to be your closer. Like, you can't just go through another full season of riding him for 4 innings and then burning your pen out. They can't. And I'm actually convinced that the reason that they converted Jake Thompson to the bullpen was because they're actually thinking in their minds, every 5th day, we're going to need somebody to go at least 2 to 3 innings behind Velasquez. And they're hoping that it doesn't come true.
Yeah, I guess he's filling in that lighter spot, that long relief spot starter.
Spot starter, yeah.
If you need while lighter is out. But, yeah, I mean, you would hope with a new staff and a new pitching coach that maybe there's something mechanically, mentally, that they're doing with Vinny that something triggers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we have a guy in this team now that has gone through similar things.
Yeah, been there, done that.
In Jake Arrieta.
Right.
In Baltimore, I mean, he was – I know Pove can attest to this, and you guys probably can. I mean, Arrieta in his early days was the fantasy darling because he – you thought this guy – was a walking no-hitter.
He was a 12 strikeout.
He was a walking no-hitter.
12 strikeouts a game guy. But you're right. He was
a thrower.
He was Vince Velasquez 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Now you're absolutely right.
Some of that transitions over and maybe we get the resemblance of the flashes we see from him.
Right.
The 12 strikeout game against San Diego. I mean, he pitched great.
Well, and I don't think it's any coincidence that the way they laid out the rotation has Velasquez starting the home opener. I think he gets one start on the road, and his second start is the home opener because they want to see with the big crowd and the adrenaline, can they capture lightning in a bottle?
Light up that scoreboard.
Is he going to come out throwing 97, strike out 16 guys? I had a bunch on the YouTube chat here. TTP Ballin, Dario, the most underrated player in the league. Facts, and I say, agreed.
Can I get the Dario skip?
You can.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
How awesome was
Dude,
that? I had
it
the
was
video.
so awesome and so bad.
I know.
It was so funny.
Bleeding Green 72, that's Gina. Shout out to Dion Brown. What's up, Dion?
Hey.
David Rosca, again, let's go Angels. TTP Ballin, man is a lifesaver. Damned if we let him go anywhere. Gina says, I have to mute my phone because all of Tom's live video alerts. TTP Ballin says, Tom's 59-second midday car rants are funny AF. Yeah. TTP Ballin, you're a freaking problem, and I just took you to the woodshed, Daddy, because this is real talk. Keep your mouth shut, Steven. Tom to Stephen A. Smith, March 27, 2018.
That was yesterday.
David Rosca, Angels tomorrow. All right, let's
Just
roll.
another day in the life of the Godfather.
Another day. It's tough. It's tough life. Sleep's talking about, every mob boss goes down. And I'm like, well, I'm a mob boss of sports talk. It's different. Like, I should be my life. I shouldn't have to have a fucking piece next to my bed. I should be all right.
Well, that's why I asked you, am I Michael Corleone?
Yeah.
Because
pick names. It's fun.
Because when the Godfather gets taken out, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Where's Wilson? Dion telling me I'm pretty much going to get cancer because I drink too many monsters. So now I got to think about what's my alternative for caffeine now.
Good
Mellow
question
yellow.
here while you're looking for that. Sixers JT, if you guys could choose between Kawhi or LeBron this offseason for the Sixers, who would it be?
LeBron.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. I'm taking LeBron.
I'm taking LeBron.
Kawhi.
Problem.
Will says, I
It's
love
all right.
Leiter.
I don't mind it.
Says, I love Leiter. I
Yep.
think Pivetta is only here because of his stuff. He doesn't think he can pitch. So, and Mike
Who
Park.
said that?
Wells.
Okay.
Love the video replies. Anyone who wants to laugh, go check out the J.P. Crawford signed baseball comment thread on the Real Talk page. That was a good time last night. I know Mike was in his garage. He got booted. Drinking too much. And Chris says Godfather's terrible. No, it's not.
Of course, everybody in the YouTube chat says Kawhi. They don't like they agree.
You
with
have
Greg.
to trade for him. Why the hell would you rather have him than LeBron?
I don't think how you acquire him matters. I think it's just head to head. Who would you want? But I agree with you. I wouldn't trade for him because you're probably going to have to give up Markelle or Dario or both and a draft pick. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You can have Rocco. Met with complete silence, not unlike his game.
Rocco?
He's got the buckwheat hair tonight. He took the buckwheat from Little Rascals and put that hair to shame tonight.
So no braids or anything. He just went like poof.
Yeah, no, it's like mini
flappy.
braids.
It's flappy braids.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird. It's weird.
It was like that.
It was like the Rashawn Holmes
Yeah,
from a
Holmes.
couple weeks ago.
Mike Parker saying, night, fellas. Have a good show. Later,
Yeah,
Mike.
Mike.
Wait, did Mike's wife have the kid yet? All right.
Soon.
Okay.
I assume.
So TTP Ballin about Kawhi says, 26-year-old guy that can do literally everything on the basketball court, top 3 MVP candidate when healthy. Look at your last 2 words, when healthy.
But he's only had one injury.
But I think how many games has he missed this year? Like, does this become that one injury like Penny Hardaway where every year it just comes back?
I'm just not going to pass up the best player in the world. Not like Kawhi. He's a good player.
If somebody somebody handed me Kawhi on a silver platter, I'm not saying no. But
I honestly don't think it's going to be anybody. If you want my honest opinion, I just think this team is young and dangerous. And I don't think they even need to go that direction. But
I was talking about it earlier. Like people are saying how we'll have if we trade Bayless, we'll have like $34 million in cap space, and that still might not be enough for like LeBron. And honestly, I don't care. Like you can sign back like Trevor Ariza, put him behind Covington, or Nerlens Noel, bring him back. Or
You just say Trevor Ariza, I'm done.
all right, he's better than James Anderson. Are you kidding me?
Well, anyone's better than James Anderson.
All right, but all right, or re-sign Redick. Like I would just
There
rather.
we
I'd,
go.
I'd rather.
No,
I'd rather have depth than.
Right, but here's the thing: if you re-sign Redick, you're not re-signing him at 22 or 23 again. You're
Obviously.
getting him at 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So
I think that was the whole point of paying him this much.
Right,
this year.
right, exactly. But if you trade Bayless and you sign Redick for 14, 15, now you don't have 34 million. You have 42 million, give or take. So we'll see how it goes. I can't say that I can't say that I disagree with the premise of the discussion. I just think there's going to be. Put it this way. If LeBron is there for the taking, the Sixers will find a way to get the money.
Yeah. But if we don't get him, I'm not going to lose sleep. Like I don't really care.
No.
Will saying Kawhi coming back, playing for a week, leaving again, re-injured is not a good sign.
And the
Not
fact
at
that
all.
he's cleared but doesn't want to come, is weird.
A lot of weird things
He's a
going on
weirdo.
in,
Like,
and
that's-
supposedly a great culture.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean? A lot of
yeah.
weird things like Manu saying things like, hey, we don't even want to talk about it.
Right.
Almost
They,
like,
what was it called? An emotional players only meeting?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, that's
Guys
weird.
crying?
Yeah, that's so weird.
Tony Parker doesn't want to be there
we're going,
anymore.
We're going through the same thing here with Fultz. It's
not to where players are having players only
No,
meetings.
not
I mean,
not
that's
the
a little-
not the
that's a
players
big
only,
difference.
but the fact that it was up to him whether he wanted to play or not.
Agreed, but I
6 months later, it was up to him if he wanted to play or not.
but I
sure.
go back to the thing that I put in the Facebook group
What's
the other
that?
day.
What's that? What does that even mean?
What?
What's
If
the
he was
hand
hurt-
gesture? What's the hand gesture? All of a sudden, when Markelle wants to play, so conveniently, 2 days before he freaking plays. I love this shit. You're going to buy into that? We're going to buy into that it was all up to Markelle the whole time?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
not at
I'll
all.
stop doing this show right now. I can never talk sports with anybody. If from day one, it was all on him when he wanted to play.
Yeah, no.
Conveniently, it comes out 2 or 3 days before he actually plays. I'm just waiting on him.
Yeah. I mean, was he really hurt then?
Obviously.
Okay, so
There was
then
something.
all of 6 months wasn't on. The injury started it, and then obviously as he got into the injury and getting to rehab.
See how that works?
What's that?
Huh?
It's tying right into the
All right,
Fultz
you're going right
combo.
into.
We got to get to the predictions.
I was trying to get to the Phillies starting lineup.
let's
You guys
go.
are going right
Yeah.
to Fultz.
Let's
I
go.
wasn't-
I'm done.
Whatever you want. I don't care. I was just going to say, give your Phillies opening day starting lineup tomorrow.
I have no idea. It's literally never been consistent during.
Well,
spring training.
that's the point. Is I'm thinking we
Dude, I
could
don't know.
conceivably get 4 different lineups.
I don't even know.
Williams, Hoskins, Odubel, Santana, Hernandez, JP.
Hernandez? I would lead him off or something.
No order. No
Just going
specific
around
order.
the-
Oh, I was actually talking batting order too. I mean, I think we know who's going to play the field.
Franco,
Yeah.
Alfaro.
Yeah.
Order. Odubel,
I knew you were going Odubel leadoff. I love
Hernandez.
it. You're so predictable with him. It's your boy.
I love him. Santana, Hoskins, Williams, Alfaro, Franco, Crawford.
I'm going Caesar, Santana, Odubel third, Hoskins, Williams, Alfaro, Franco, Nola, and I think he's going to bat Crawford ninth.
Caesar, Odubel,
So we've got Odubel 1, 2, and 3 so far. I love
Playing
it.
everywhere.
Williams,
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Santana,
It's aggressive.
It's like wiffle ball when you bat 3 times.
Hoskins,
Uh-huh.
Franco, Alfaro,
You're going Alfaro 7. All right.
Crawford, Nola.
Nice.
Caesar?
And I'm sorry.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I think Alfaro is a better hitter than Franco, but I just think the veteran,
Right.
you give
power-
him that, you
power
give him that
potential.
spot. Yeah.
He's also a little bit hot right now with the long ball, too, so maybe he carries it in.
And I think early, Franco provides a little bit more security
Insurance,
to
security.
Hoskins than
Right.
Alfaro does off the jump.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Caesar, Odubel, Williams, Santana. Santana, Hoskins,
You either got to go Franco or Alfaro.
Oh, yeah, Alfaro, Franco, Crawford, and then
Pitcher
Nola.
spot. Okay.
So we did. We have 4 different.
We
lineups.
did. We have 4 different lineups.
And
that's
you
the
might see
beauty
that
of it.
all week.
Right.
You might see each
in
one all
reality,
week.
And that was-
and in reality, Carlos Santana could lead off tomorrow.
5 different.
But that was the exact result I was looking for. I wanted 4 different starting lineups
'Cause that's gonna
because I
be-
thought it was entirely possible.
Throughout the week, it could be all 4 or 5. You can see how you can
You
see
could
in
go
5 games. you can see all of them.
Santana, Hoskins.
You watch like
That's good though. That's a good thing.
But
That's
to
a good thing.
Greg's point, like Santana will start the season hot, and by like game 10, he's going to be leading off because Kapler wants to get him as many at bats as possible. Be the slowest leadoff hitter in the history of
Santana,
baseball.
Hernandez, Hoskins, Odubel.
Double hitting 4th. I love it.
Joey Moffett, I think Howie should manage all Philly teams. I love
Let's
it.
slow down.
No, don't you slow down, Joey.
Didn't he just get his 2nd Executive of the Year award?
So Deion said he stopped drinking all my energy drinks in 2012. And he said, anyway, back to the talk.
No, now he's just dropping 2 6s during the show.
And, and Will says, it's his son, Mike. Odubel is his son. And I'm reading it as I would assume he's saying it. And also, stop it, Greg. We're not going through. I'm trying to read exactly in the way he would come off with this. Stop it, Greg. We're going through trouble here. We're not going through trouble here. As the kids would say, you're out of pocket. And that's about Kawhi and Fultz.
Okay.
You're out of pocket.
Sure. I don't know what that means. But
What is
okay.
that? I was going to say, what does that mean?
Whatever the kids.
Dan, what's that mean?
Means you're like, just,
You're wrong.
yeah. No, you're just like, you're talking stupid. Like, you're just like, no, you don't make no sense.
Jesus.
Okay.
When I'm
I don't know. It's like
when I'm at work and
I
tell-
don't even say it that much. Like I don't really know the like I don't know. It's just
when I'm at work and I tell people I'm out of pocket, it means don't call me because you'll not find me. Now it's a whole different meaning.
Yeah, now it's whole. Yeah, now the kids use
Out
it.
of pocket. I just thought you were out of money. JJ Biggett.
Bang. Oh.
I don't know why he always like glides after the shot, like away from the basket. You notice that?
Yeah.
His body like almost moves away
Yeah.
from the basket. It's interesting. All right, so where are we at?
So you wanted to go to Fultz now? We could do that.
Oh, we can just give your how many wins? Simple, done, quick.
88.
88. Danny boy, how many?
well, I was saying the wild card, and he was telling me, well, that'd have to be more than 90 wins. So
You'd have to be 88 to 90 to get the second
All right,
wild card.
I'll go 88 too then. What?
92.
Oh!
Let's go. Just you totally redeemed yourself.
I am giving him applause. I was expecting like 78.
No, I was always high. I've been always high.
But how many times have you flipped on us going the other way?
60. What?
You're like 59 and 102. Or 103, whatever.
93.
Ooh. Aggressive.
93.
He always has to one up people.
Yeah, it happens.
Nah, just
Yeah.
Greg. Nah. I just didn't want to say 92.
$1.
When it was
$1.
when it was circling the table, I was thinking 92, and he said 92, and I'm like, shit.
It's
Well,
like,
now I gotta
it's
go.
like The Price is Right.
I'm gonna go.
Or it's
yeah,
Wheel of Fortune.
$1.
$1.
$1.
No, Price is Right. That's right. I don't
But
know,
no,
I
that's
don't know my midday shows.
93, 92.
So Greg says 92, and Tom just goes,
Put it on the table.
put it on the table.
93.
I'll see you're 93 and go 94.
All right, 20 more minutes before we hit a break here. So let's dive in to the Little Sixers as they're playing right now. And 1 game out of the 3 spot. They're 11 games out of the 1, and Cleveland 10, so they're 1 out right now.
Yeah.
And so I think they'd be half out tonight.
Yeah.
And I got to look at the. I got to look at.
Cleveland won already?
I don't know. Where was I just at? I was just looking at it somewhere. I don't know where the hell I was just at. I just had it up. Whatever.
TTP Ballin says, I'm not in the Phillies loop as much as I should be, and he goes 87. Sixers JT says 85 for the Phils. I like it.
Not bad.
85? Yeah.
That's where I was to start the year.
Yeah, I said 86, but once he said you're going to need more than that for the wild card, then I just went over.
That's where I was to start the discussions back a couple weeks ago.
Where were you starting the discussion?
That 85 range, just over 500,
Yeah, and expectations can go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Somebody hijacked the YouTube chat, and now we're talking about Odell. I love it. Go ahead, guys. Do your thing in there. I'll get to you.
I'll read this one off. Ready? Wells goes Caesar, Kingery, Hoskins, Santana, Franco, Altera, Alfaro, Crawford, pitcher. Unless Arrieta's on the
Hold
mound.
on. Go with that again. Slow down a little bit.
Caesar,
Okay.
Kingery.
Okay.
The fuck out of here, dude.
Well,
You're clueless.
wait, Kingery,
You're clueless.
where's
he's
he-
just clueless. He's
where's he-
clueless.
where's he
he's
playing?
clueless. He's clueless. He's clueless because he wants to bring hate into a lineup. You're done. You're done. You're going to play Aaron Altair over Duval Hernandez. Would you, Duval Hernandez, would you stop it? Would you stop it trying to get cute with that lineup?
Well,
What kind of lineup is that?
I want to know who he's playing Kingery over.
So Caesar, Kingery,
All right.
Hoskins, Santana, Franco, Altair, Alfaro, Crawford. Pitcher.
He's got like 10 guys in the lineup.
Yeah.
1,
what?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he has 9. 8 guys. And by the way, that's
Wait, so who's
and he's got
Williams?
Kingery playing
Well,
right
did he-
field.
You didn't say Williams?
So he's got
So where's Altair?
he's got Kingery in right and Altair in center with no Williams or Herrera.
No,
What, dude?
Is it a left-handed starter for
Atlanta tomorrow.
Atlanta tomorrow?
Is that what you're thinking, Wells? Is it a lefty on the mound?
because if it's a lefty, I could totally see him
No,
going
because then
that
he's
way.
saying unless Arrieta's on the mound, then I bat him 7th and I move everyone down. By the way, that's Kingery in right field. So wow, you're not playing Williams or a Duval? And then he says 88 wins. I don't know how you're getting there with that lineup.
I mean, forcing Kingery into the lineup, I'm not going to lie. I like your style. I just don't know.
I love his style.
I just don't know where it's going.
But not for
Not game one.
he's not going to me. He's not playing over Williams and Odubel. He's going to play over somebody. He's going to play over Franco.
Yeah.
If he's really going to if I'm
and-
really trying to squeeze him in early.
And as Mike said, Franco's been hot, so you know that's not going to happen out of the jump.
I know you hate Odubel, but I don't understand the Williams, Wills. That's all. Like you can hate Odubel and leave him out of your lineup. It's not going to happen when he's your what now 3rd highest paid player on your payroll. Is that you're just not going to the guys that's not going to not play? So I don't know. And then I don't know why you would leave Williams out of that.
Actually, to Greg's point, though, if you want to base this just solely on who's been hitting the ball the last week to week and a half of spring training, Kingery should actually just start at his natural position because Caesar can't buy a hit the last week. Not that he's not hitting the ball hard. They're just not falling in for him.
Yeah.
And he said he thinks Williams is going to have a sophomore slump. And that's all right. I mean, that's fair. If that's what you
Could.
think.
I doubt it.
All right,
But
it's not like you can predict that, though. Oh, he's going to have a slump, so I'm not going to start him opening day. Like, that's just stupid.
And he said Franco always hits in spring check numbers. I have no issue with Franco not you have Franco in the lineup, not me. So, I mean, I do too, but
Yeah.
you have Franco in the lineup. So then you're saying he's going to, he always hits in the spring and check
Can
numbers.
we just agree that there's no Don Brown on this team anymore?
Yeah.
I think all these kids are like, they're here to stay, and they're going to perform. I don't think we're going to have like the one-hit wonder the way we did with Brown.
But
What,
Brown
Greg?
was the
What,
one-
Greg?
No. I don't disagree with you. But,
All right.
But see, Brown was just self-inflicted from the Phillies.
Agreed. I agree with that.
All that dude did in the minors was flat out rake, and then they started messing around with him, and you're right. Then he turned out bad.
But he came up, and he raked for 2 months. He made an all-star team, and then he started smelling himself.
Well, yeah.
And now he plays AAA for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. But they also worked on his swing. They tried to change that real high guard he
Right.
had, and because they thought in the pros he would get busted inside, and Milt Thompson, who obviously is the god of hitting,
Right.
Because Milt Thompson was a great hitter himself, tried to change things, and that's when he broke his wrist, and then these guys,
Yeah, I know. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah,
that
when he first
this
came
is a guy
up-
who had a 31-homer season, and I don't think he ever played a full season in the big leagues again after
did
that.
he have 27 at the All-Star break?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was awful second half.
And
Anyway,
then
but when he first came up with the real high swing, like, why,
hands
I mean,
were higher,
I feel like
Yeah.
His hands
was it
were
really that
higher
big
up.
of a
His hands
deal?
were real
I know,
high.
but do you think that was really that big of a deal? I
No,
thought he
look
was
where
fine.
Trouty's hands are.
Yeah.
So you're going to
I thought it was fine. I remember his
the-
first career at bat, he freaking almost hit a home run against the Diamondbacks.
my whole MO with hitting coaches and stuff is like, why are you changing where hands are?
Right.
It should be
if it works, why would you
it should be the same conversation on how I'm going to get from A to B is all that matters. It shouldn't matter where I'm starting my hands at.
Yep.
Like, as long as I'm doing the same thing I'm supposed to do, like, to me, I want my hands a little higher, honestly, because I want to be able to get down on that baseball a little bit.
You
So
had to downswing.
Because his new one
no, I'm
was
not
so
gonna-
awkward. It was like, it was so weird.
Because then they started thinking that a lot of guys, and some hitting coaches think this, that if you're here already, and now
Yeah.
you're just here and you're
I think
level
that's
through the
stupid,
ball.
though.
But to me, that takes away some of the torque you can get from being on top. Now, I'm not going to tell a guy to go here that he has to go up here if he's hitting. That
Yeah.
might be an adjustment you make when you start struggling. So, like, I love when guys are hitting and then you want to change what a guy's doing. Like, give me a good sample size, 2 seasons before I can start saying, hey, okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
Because this obviously isn't working. But my biggest thing with Don Brown is two things. One, he never made adjustments to pitchers.
Sure.
And then you factor in all the change that goes on, and then you're not in the league anymore.
Yeah,
and the fact that
there's no doubt.
and the fact that he was a bit of a head case.
But even you go back to, I still go back to that video that Fox had the camera rolling, and it's Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and whoever the freaking Met was. I forget who it is, but they're talking hitting, and the three of them are listening to Pete talk hitting, and Pete real quick, he was like, I never changed my swing, I never changed my approach. He's like, what I changed was where I stood in the batter's box. So to your point, you have all these batting coaches that are trying to fix stupid things. How about you try and figure out what's wrong with him? Is he late on a fastball? Move him back.
Right.
Is he early?
Move him up. Right.
Move him off the plate.
Is
Move
he
him on
getting
the plate.
jammed? Move him
You know
off
what I
the
mean?
plate.
And that's
Exactly.
what Pete said. When I'm struggling, that's all I did was just move where my feet were because I know I'm a hell of a hitter and I'm going to hit.
Right.
It's just a matter of where my feet are and how I'm seeing the ball.
It makes a lot of sense. All right, let's get into the Sixers before we take our break
All right.
a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, Fultz the other night. What'd you guys think? Because, I mean, I was in love with I think somebody put in the Sixers group one word to describe Markelle Fultz from the other night. And I want to play that same game because I like that game. And what I'm going to go with is smooth. I like smooth, and I like
How many O's are you going with?
a ton.
Putting a V in there.
And he
smooth.
just glides. Glides to me,
And
smooth.
it's interesting that you say smooth because my word would be encouraging, but I thought early on he was a little sloppy. I thought it took him a little while to get into the
Rusty.
rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
Second half, he looked. I thought he looked really good in the second half.
I'm not even talking about I'm just like how he moves on the court, right? One word to describe. You can one word to describe anything. My one word to smooth is just how he looks on the court. Everything he does is just glideful and it's smooth and it's I don't know.
What's the thing?
He gets places where he shouldn't.
Well, that's the thing they've been telling us for months is that he can get anywhere he wants on the basketball court, and it's true. It's absolutely true. I mean, I don't know if people realize this, but it was actually for him a historic game. There's only one other person in the history of the NBA since the inception of the shot clock who has had 10 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals or something like that, 2 blocks in less than 15 minutes. There's only one other person that did it, and it was 1980. So, I mean, the guy can fill up a stat sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He had 7 assists tonight.
yeah, I mean,
Only 3 points. He was 1 of 5, but that one shot he made that was pretty.
I mean,
Did you see it?
but here's the
I
thing:
didn't
is
see
that
the one he made.
if you look at him and Ben, they both have the potential to be big scorers. But even if they're not scoring, they're guys that are going to fill up multiple columns on the stat
And I think
sheet.
the good thing about this team is you don't have to be.
Yeah.
As a youngster,
Yeah.
like
They
you're
share
not
the ball
thrown
so
into the.
well.
Right.
They really do. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I think because Brett has such like an unselfish system that they don't like what he was saying, it's fine even if they don't. But my thing is with Embiid and Fultz, like once they're like a couple more years, they're who they are. Like I feel like they'll both be like him, Fultz and Embiid will be averaging over like probably 22 a game or something like that. And then Simmons, I mean, yeah, people want him to score, but I'd be okay with him just averaging 16, 9, and 9, like just doing what he's doing, being a point guard. Because I think all the scoring's going to come from Fultz and Embiid anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
JoJo's the one consistent night in, night out.
Yeah.
That you know, and like to your guys' point, like the unselfishness, that his system allows other guys to different nights to be successful.
And
the
the
you
one
get that
thing,
sometimes.
and the one thing that Ben in most is providing is with some of these passes that he's getting off to these guys, they're not stopping when the ball gets into a certain spot in the floor.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no standstill offense. It's just, around the court, one cut here, you know what I mean? Like your old school flex offense. No, these guys, even without the ball, are still moving because they know, even if it's Ben or, everybody on the floor but Rocco really, that if you're open, you're getting the ball.
Right.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
that's what keeps guys going. Yeah.
Keeps everybody moving, keeps the defense
And that's why
on
we're
their
second in the
toes.
league in assists.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
This is some interesting feedback here on the YouTube chat. TTP Ballin says his one word is rusty, and then maybe undisciplined. Sixers JT said he looked like a deer in headlights. TTB Ballin says his decision-making at times, like when he drives to the rack and gets blocked, makes him seem small. Mm-hmm. I would agree with that, but I don't think that's a permanent thing.
Yeah.
I think
he's 19. He has to get stronger. He's the third youngest player in the NBA.
Right, but the other thing is, I mean, don't get all defensive. I'm not ripping the I'm
just defensive.
I get loud. I get loud. When it comes to Sixers, I get loud. That's all.
Stop it. Relax.
I'm just.
I'm going to get defensive in a minute, too.
But here's the thing. He's going to get lift. You know, when he gets his legs back and he goes up and he starts cramming over these guys, then he's not going to keep getting his stuff blocked. So, I mean, that to me was just a byproduct of being second game back. But here's where these guys, these guys bring it back around because they're talking about comparable to Russell Westbrook, comparable to Chris Paul. TTP Ballin says he's like a mix of CP3 and Bradley Beal. TTP Ballin says more positive, incredibly smooth, talented, and I love the confidence.
It's Dwayne Wade, guys.
Yeah,
your comparisons aren't adding up to me. I mean, I love it, but they're not adding up to me. You got to look how the game translates.
I was thinking
he's smooth.
Dwayne Wade, James Harden.
James Harden's perfect one too. That's where I was going to go. He's a Wade Harden because them guys aren't the quickest guys. Now, Dwayne was a little quicker when he was younger, obviously, but he had a great first step. But he was smooth. Another guy who could get anywhere he wanted on the court almost, and he did it not the fastest, right? Like not fast like Russ or like AI and guys like that. And Harden the same way. They find ways that they can get to the bucket when they want to, and they're great at creating their own shots. And Will says a guy who can create his own shot like that and a guy who can find his teammates like that's a guy who's going to be in the league. You know, they're guys who are in the league. And Fultz will be in the league. I think guys are being a little harsh on him on the tube right now. I was looking for more encouraging one word.
No, there's
not one words where it's like, sloppy.
You asked for the first impression, and I mean, he did look a little rough when he first came into the game.
Yeah, but it's like my lovers over there, my Sixers lovers, and I love both of them. It's like they didn't watch the second half.
Well, no, but
it's like we just
because here's the thing. They said that, now on to the more positive, incredibly smooth, talented, loved the confidence.
I think he was eating at that time. He didn't hear those comments.
No means am I saying it's permanent. To be honest, I expected it. Sixers JT says, I think he was feeding off the energy from the crowd that made him really eager.
Yep.
And then TTB Ballin says, he's built like Harden, but Harden is much more shifty. Russ is more powerful. I actually really like JT's CP3 comparison in the way he moves. So, I mean, these are real names that they're comparing him to. So there's not an absence of love.
Oh, no. I got jumpy on the first words like Danny did. Perception.
Danny was like, my baby. You can't rip my baby like that.
Boy.
I'm in the picture with him and the kids holding him. The hinky photo.
I need somebody to Photoshop a picture of Dan holding baby Markelle in his arms like this. What are you looking for? You look like you're looking for a specific comment there.
Zeke says Madrick hit up Modell's today. I see.
Dude, this is old school.
He's had that for 2 years, I think, or at least as long as I've known him. Evening, Peter Albertson. Anything happens in the playoffs. A lot of people are beginning to say no one wants to face Embiid for 5-7 games in the playoffs, and they've shown it.
No,
shown it.
But let's look at what's happening in the Eastern Conference right now. The only teams that are healthy going into the playoffs are the Sixers and the Cavs. Everybody else has significant injury problems.
Big time.
What happened with Indiana?
Somebody got hurt.
I didn't hear.
It's you know what? I'll find it and I'll get back to you on that.
The Raptors are healthy, aren't they? Who's injured on them?
Just the playoffs.
Their game. The fact that they're in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
The Raptors do have somebody else. I think it was DeRozan who's been missing time.
That's fine.
Is he missing time?
I've
been so locked in on the Sixers.
I know they've been the number one seed, so I don't even pay attention to them.
I just know they'll be one and done. Yeah. Maybe two if they're feeling good about themselves.
I mean,
they can beat the Heat, but they won't beat the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect that DeRozan comes back, but is he 100%? But I mean, you'd have DeRozan at less than 100%. You got the Celtics without Kyrie.
Really? If Kyrie is not, even if he does play, is he going to be himself?
I love it. That's why you got to go Sixers early for the kid.
Never again with the cookie at 8:30.
Daddy said no. Daddy said no.
Daddy said no.
No.
You'll be up all
I'll get the
night.
no.
You'll be up all
It's
night.
like Tom with 12 energy drinks.
16 grams of protein. There's not even any freaking sugar in it. That's a healthy ass cookie. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
I love
no
it.
cookie.
You can wake me up at 3 in the morning. I'll get loud over the Sixers. I don't care. What I'm trying to say is,
Now, go ahead.
if Irving, even if he does play, I don't think he's gonna be himself. Who's the
you're
7th
right.
seed?
You're
Who's 7th seed
absolutely
right now? The Heat or the Bucks? Or the Heat are right?
No, the Heat's 8 seed.
Well, they're only a half game. No, are they?
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, I hope the Heat get it because I think the Heat can beat the. So I mean, if Kyrie's out, I think anyone can beat them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, they become real vulnerable if Kyrie doesn't come back.
Right.
I mean, that's just a given. I mean, does Milwaukee scare you a little bit with the freak?
No.
Not without Jabari.
No.
After
Not,
watching,
you know,
after
not
watching that
without
game
Malcolm
last night,
Brogdon.
Got hurt
like,
again?
you watch that? Did he?
Jabari got hurt again?
I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
I was watching the game last night.
he missed last night,
Jeez.
I think.
The
Or the game
only
before.
team, and I'm scared,
Right.
but the only team that worries is
Washington?
Indianapolis.
Okay,
or
Indiana. Indiana, okay.
Because they match up very well with us. Miles Turner's a problem. Lance Stevenson is a problem.
Right.
Oladipo is a problem.
You know all about the
But
problems.
yeah, I agree with that. But they only beat us by 3, and we turned it over 21 times. If we
I
had
Preach, Danny. Preach,
I'm
Danny.
not saying
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like I get like the we don't have to always have the great like what the hell's the word?
I don't know.
He said jerk off.
Shit, I can't think of whatever.
No, you're absolutely right.
Such a
We had
jerk-off.
26. I was at
like
the game.
most nights we have
we had 26 turnovers and we stood a chance to win. You're absolutely right, but you also have to think Miles Turner was in foul trouble all night. That's not going to happen every time. You know what I mean? Like, so where the turnovers aren't going to happen either, the foul trouble that Indiana was in isn't going to happen every game either. I'm just saying they match up very well. I still think the Sixers
I think it would probably go
with
6 or
home
7.
court,
I think it was 6 or 7.
with
But yeah,
home
if we have home court,
handle
yeah,
it.
right.
But they worry me, and then any team obviously with LeBron on it because he's LeBron in the playoffs is going to worry you.
I
Yeah,
think the
well,
most
they better figure out how to play defense.
Well, I think the
because-
most encouraging thing about this team right now is what they're doing to bad teams is what happened to them 2, 3, and 4 years ago, where I mean they
still can't believe
they
this.
basically played without Joel for 3 quarters.
No more cookies.
I swear to God, dude, I thought that was like one of them like loaded ass sugar.
I'm still crying.
dude.
He just came out like he was sitting back on the couch, and all of a sudden he's like,
I mean, we do have a
coming
bag
over the table
we
at
have
me.
Swedish Fish.
I'm working
and
that.
Sour Patch Kids. By the way,
And he hasn't
anybody in
touched
Sour
them.
Patch Kids.
Oh,
He hasn't touched them.
I'll fuck them up after the show, just like last time.
But this is a team that they basically just toyed with the Knicks, held them at arm's length, played 3 quarters without Joel, and they wind up winning the game by 17 points.
Yeah, I can't wait for Fridays.
Yo,
mask on.
Zeke says, Tom, get Titan in there for an Eastern Conference Finals cast. He'll fucking destroy the whole studio. I bring him down here. He'll be so jazzed up. But that's happening, too. Eastern Conference Finals is happening.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I really believe that's happening. I know we got a minute left on the book here about that before we head over
What?
to the YouTube side or the site, wherever you want to come join us at.
I'm trying to think like the matchup. So, if, say we do get the 3 seed, we would play Washington. I think we can beat them. Then, well, if
Toronto.
There's nobody we can't.
No, because I'm saying then if Boston gets knocked out, would it? Because then it would be 1-4-2-3. But if
I want Boston.
if they're, I know, me too. But if they're out, then we'd be the 3 seed. We play the Cavs, right?
We
in the
would
second
play the
round?
highest remaining. seed.
Yeah. I really want the Celtics because
Well, no, if the Cavs are still in it, they'd be the 4
I
seed.
want that dynamic back.
So
I
one
want
will
that
play
dynamic.
7. Say they
Right.
one will play 7.
would
So we play the Cavs.
highest
Well, and it's
remaining- or
interesting.
The second highest.
Yeah.
remaining.
TTP Ballin says, out of all the teams in the playoffs, I'd most like to play Indiana. Sixers JT says that's a tough matchup.
Shit.
Interesting.
But if you knock LeBron out in the second round, and the only thing is standing in between you and the finals is the Raptors.
Oh, it's. Well, I mean, I'm
not trying to get ahead of myself, but that would be crazy.
No, you're fine because I called that out on this show a month ago that I think the Raptors are pretenders.
Oh, they're pretenders every
They
year.
are
Yeah,
every
man.
year. Yeah.
Listen, I'm even like listen. I have so much belief right now in what I'm watching. The 3rd highest winning percentage in all the
Oh, I got another
NBA
thing.
since Christmas Day. Since Christmas Day,
who's
the
that?
3rd highest.
Who?
Let's go.
Who's this turd in that group? Sean Toner. Me and him got a big ass fight. He's calling me a snowflake because he doesn't think we're gonna get 50 wins. He's like, oh, they're still kids. I don't give a shit. They've been balling. Like they walk most nights when they walk out in the court. They're the best players on the court. Embiid and Simmons.
Oh yeah, easy.
He's like,
Easy.
they're not gonna get 50 wins. Like, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, yeah, the hell I will get ahead of myself. Like,
Get it way ahead.
Like I can't wait till we get our 50th win. I'm going right in there.
I asked my wife the other night when another blowout, okay, should I go spreading down the street the Broad again? Because that's the vibe I'm getting. The vibe I'm getting is come fucking play us. We're so deep. There's not a deeper team in basketball. There really isn't. First and second unit. That second unit can light you up in a minute. Yeah. So if you're leaving with a lead, if the puppies are getting us an 8-point lead, and then them guys come in, you got Ersan Bellinelli, Fultz now, right? Rocco,
right?
Ersan Bellinelli sounds like an Italian dish.
It is. It's great. It's a great one because it's a lot of stroke.
I'll take an order of Ersan Bellinelli with a side of garlic bread.
And Dad McConnell. And then, but then he's even deeper. It's amazing to me. Now, I'm not even going to go to the West. In the Eastern Conference, there's not a better top-to-bottom roster right now. That's credit to Brian Colangelo for finishing this roster off like he needed to during the trade deadline. That's a crow eating right there. But that's true. He made this into, from last year to this year, and it helps getting Ben and Fultz and that. But the Amir signing, this is a guy who can give you some 5-10 minutes.
People hit on Amir, and I get it because he doesn't they think everything's about points, but he plays decent defense and he shuts up. He doesn't complain.
He doesn't. Listen, we got to get off of here. Get over to the YouTube side. Get over or the site, wherever you guys want to go. Continue the conversation. We'll continue Sixers talk on our side as well. We got to talk Nova. We got to talk Final Four. Who's cutting the Nets down in San Antonio? I was going to say the Sixers, but then they got to get the Spurs in.
Well,
whatever.
It ain't going to be the Spurs.
It might not. No, it's not going to be the Spurs.
It's going to happen Saturday night.
So a lot on the other side. We'll continue to talk Phillies. I know Deion Brown had an Eagles question he wanted to shoot over. We'll talk to that on the other side too, Deion. All right, family, head over to the YouTube. We're heading over there or the site. Twitter, we love you. Everybody, we love you. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
We're back. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios, BMW of Atlantic City, off exit 17 of the Parkway. Run online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Milanovic, Dan McGuckin, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. Started the show off talking Phil's opening day tomorrow.
Cheer.
For the Phils to compete, which two puppies
It's here.
need to have the most success in 2018? And we went over a couple: Hoskins, Jorge, Noel, Pavetta, Crawford, Kingery, Williams, Vinny Velasquez, or any way you want to audible and put them together, that's fine too. You can still let us know. Facebook, well, you can still let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us.
Yeah, I want to know from all the people that are in the YouTube chat right now, like, who are the real junkies that, like, this time of year will take off, like, Thursday, Friday of the like opening weekend of March Madness, and then opening day of baseball season. Like, literally, like, they get like a few days off in March because they need to get all the sports in.
What time Saturday game in Atlanta? Is that a 7-er?
I believe so. I think it is a night game.
Yeah,
All right.
What, you talking about Nova?
So we'll be able to
No.
We'll be able
No.
to catch that.
Phillies.
Phillies
We'll be able to
might.
catch that after the round table then.
Yeah, and then Nova doesn't start till 8:45. So
Yeah, so round table I was starting at 6. 6 o'clock start for the round table.
Okay.
Figure 2 hours in, out, done.
Yeah.
Make it simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we'll start Phils. We'll go around the whole leg, predictions, the whole 9. Obviously, who's throwing fucking champagne around, right? Who's getting on the knee and proposing, like Correa. Or, yeah, it was Correa.
Yeah,
right?
Correa.
Right?
It was a big night.
To that fucking smoke show, too. I mean, I would have got on 2 knees and maybe even gave a lick. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do to freaking close the deal. Things get a little aggressive when we switch over. All right, the book will be a little cleaner. We get over to the tube side, things get fucking aggressive. So, I mean, Dave Roski's saying Chargers and Rams are in on Odell Beckham. That's all well and good, and that's cute talk. But 2 first-rounders? Because, I mean, that's what the Giants are asking for. They're not asking for peanuts for the guy. They're not going to just give him the frig away.
They're not trading him.
And I don't think they're trading him either. But if they do trade him, it's not for 1 first-round pick.
No.
You know, they're going to get a boatload back. So, I know we talked about Fultz's return a little bit. We can continue to talk Sixers as well. And we want, if time permits, we're getting a little Arietta, but we want to talk about who's cutting the nets down, all that as well.
No, did you say Dion had a good question you wanted to hit real fast?
it was an Eagles question,
from the
right?
Facebook?
It was. I got to go. Let me go back over. Pull her up.
Well, Dion's in the YouTube chat. Just tell him to throw it up in there too. Dion was an early arrival. You said we were moving over. Dion moved
Yeah,
over.
Dion, put it back in because I got to wait to get it on here now until you actually commented it, which is ridiculous. Zuckerberg is just a problem. So, yeah, re-put
You
it
don't
in.
like that guy.
No, I'm not a fan of anybody who lose $17 billion. You did something wrong, Daddy. To lose $17 billion, but
If you got $17 billion to lose, you're doing something right.
you are doing something right. It's a combo. It's also a combo.
It's a problem.
Anyway, you want to look at it.
Yep.
So, baseball roundtable, 6 o'clock, Saturday. Phil's tomorrow. Now, to answer your question, I do have to work tomorrow. I wasn't able to pull that one. But I am off Friday to watch and essentially Saturday night
What time are they
to
on
watch.
Tomorrow's
Sorry.
4:10.
And
Tomorrow's
then
what about
Friday's 7, I believe.
Yeah, so I'll be tuning in for the first probably hour and a half tomorrow.
Well,
Then I'll hit Fransky and one of the Kevins in the car while I'm on the way over here to do the nerd show, as we'll call it.
I might be
Nerd
able
show.
to. I might be able to sneak out of work early tomorrow.
Well,
but
that was-
I am completely that degenerate at my old
Well,
job.
I'm not off tomorrow too. I'm doing the same thing.
At
I'll be
my
like,
old job, I
just got to cut it a little early
I
tomorrow.
had 4 weeks vacation,
Right.
So I had plenty of time. Thursday, Friday of March Madness, as Tom can attest, every year.
Every year.
My parents took me out of school. I've never gone to school that day. If I did, it was a half day. Picked up at noon. I was home by tip-off.
It was 12-12 tip off that first
Yep.
game. You're home.
So the first 2 days, I mean, opening day I would take off because it's usually the Monday after WrestleMania.
Right.
So we used to have WrestleMania party, so I would take the Monday after WrestleMania off, which is usually opening day.
Opening day, right.
Sometimes Thursday, Friday, the Masters, which
Mm-hmm.
is next week as well. I just don't have those days available to me, or I'd be off.
So
Yeah.
wait a minute. So you'd actually have a stretch where in the span of about 3 weeks,
Yep.
you were taking a Thursday, Friday for March Madness, a Thursday, Friday for the Masters,
Yep.
plus a Monday for opening day.
Yes.
That's impressive. That is impressive. I like it.
It is impressive.
I'm a degenerate. I mean,
Nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with it. Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
He'll work that week between Christmas and New Year so he can take off the.
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, when my parents were home, it was my excuse to get out of the house that
Right.
that time of year.
There you go. So what do you got on the tube? So as I've so graciously handed that off to you.
Nothing right this second.
All right.
So,
All right, so
Another from
let's
Dion?
go.
no, I was waiting for Dion.
Yeah, it's all good.
Let's go.
All right, so where are we jumping? Where do you want to jump?
Let's go to the March Madness.
All right, let's do it. Who's winning
Oh,
and
jeez.
who's in the finals?
Sadly, I think the true national championship is coming out of that game on Saturday night between Villanova and Kansas.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Okay, cool.
you know,
That's gonna be such a
unfortunately,
good game.
it's going to be a great game.
Dude.
You know, and unfortunately, they're playing Saturday night instead of, you know, the other night. But, you know, that's why this tournament is what this tournament is.
Right.
You have the Cinderella darlings in Loyola, Chicago, and you have a team that is playing just as hot as anybody right now in Michigan. You
I'm
know?
not going to lie. Sister Jean's on my goddamn last name. I want Michigan to boat race them so I don't have to see her again Monday
I don't
night.
just because my boy BJ's a big fan, and I just love. I'm sorry. I love BJ. I just don't want to bring him any joy. I do love you though, BJ.
Sister Jean was cute for like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Now I'm done with
Yeah,
it.
it was cute. You're
Same,
right.
same thing
it
with
was
the
a cute
Millie
story.
girl from the Vikings.
Yeah, Millie. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
I think it's gonna be Michigan, Kansas in the finals,
Do you really?
and Kansas is gonna cut the nets.
Boo.
You know what shocked me though? I'm really shocked that week off in between the Big Ten tournament and the March Madness didn't slow down Michigan. Now they haven't looked great all tournament. You know what I mean? You know they got bailed out by that buzzer beater.
Right.
But normally that Big Ten tournament butts right up
Right.
against it, and so that team coming in hot. Like Michigan State does,
Right. Well,
has
their
done in the past.
tournament usually ends
yeah.
on Selection Sunday, and then you're turning around and playing on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, I got
So, but credit to Beeline, he's done a great job keeping his guys as locked in as they have. Kansas, Michigan, Kansas.
I mean, to me, I think the real final is Saturday night. Number 1 Kansas, number 1 Nova. I've said this in a couple of places already over the last week. I think Sunday was Nova's quote-unquote bad game, and they still beat a 3 seed by double digits. I think they're a team right now, and it's funny because I was thinking about this, and it was always like whenever a Philly team started to go deep in the tournament, you're always like hoping, like, could they do it? You know, can they win another one? Can they win another one? Can they win another one? And now for this particular team, and maybe I'm still kind of reflecting on what happened 2 years ago, but with this team this
I
year,
think this team's better.
yeah, I do. I actually think it's better, and I actually will be surprised if they don't win it. Now, it's not to say that they can't shit the bed against Kansas
Right.
because they absolutely could. I just don't see it happening. And I think it's, Nova proved that they can beat good defensive teams. They've proved that they can win games without shooting the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've kind of run the gamut.
Nova's
in
an
this
underrated
tournament.
defensive team too.
No, they
that's
are,
that's
yeah.
why I think that.
No,
That's why I think they're going to take it again.
You're absolutely right. I mean, but it's one of those things where if you just look at every game that Nova has played in the tournament, there's been a different spin to every game.
That's a sign of a good team.
And
They're
exactly. And they've just come through everything, hey, no problem.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing. I don't necessarily have a problem with your pick. Not at all, actually.
Yeah, I think Kansas is really good too.
I do think Kansas is really good, and I think it's going to be a great game. I'll just be really surprised if Nova doesn't win.
That's fair. And Kansas equally could shit the bed.
Yeah.
As they have many a times.
Many times.
You know what I mean? So it's not far-fetched. And I do think you're getting the best Jalen Brunson that you're probably ever going to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know even if, when he comes out and he gets into pros next year, I don't know if you're going to get any better version of him.
No, I would agree with that. For me, I think the key to the whole thing for Villanova is Amari Spellman.
that dude.
I think if Spellman comes to play, Nova is almost unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
If Spellman sleepwalks through 25 minutes, it's a problem. Danny?
Yeah. No, I agree.
So you got Nova as well?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
All right. Tommy?
Michigan. They're hot.
Dynamite drop in, Monty. Who's Villanova playing?
What, dude? Kansas, you weirdo.
No.
No.
Finals.
We're talking about
in the
the
finals.
Oh, Michigan.
Okay. and you have him win that as well.
So none of us think Loyola's going to the
Hit him
finals.
with a weirdo.
I thought he was trying to take a shot at me or something.
He did take a little bit of a shot at you.
There's a jab, and you jab back.
All right, so here's my little Nova story.
All right, go ahead.
Oh,
So you're calling me a front runner. I'm not.
No,
So
no,
I
no.
got a story. My dad owns a lunch truck. That's what he does. That's how he works. Corey Stokes.
always wanted-
he used
I
to-
like
he-
you even more now.
I've always wanted to do that.
You know what I mean? Like
I've always wanted to have a
I
lunch
already
truck.
like Danny.
Yo, bacon, egg, and cheese on a long roll
Heck
from the
yeah.
truck.
Oh, yeah, it's just banging.
Dude, I've always
I,
wanted to do a lunch truck. Like,
I get weird. I get scrapple and bacon.
I
and
get
cheese.
weird. I fucking love that.
Bacon, egg, and
I
cheese.
love that.
I love
My
it
dad,
when he
my
goes,
dad,
I get
my dad
weird.
call it, when you get a double meat. My dad calls it a Big Mac.
On the way home last night, we were on the way home, and I called the diner about a half hour out, and for the scrapple thing, where they got the ham, egg, and cheese on a bag or whatever, and then like a side of pancakes, and then I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, side of scrapple, and then it's like, oh, scrapple, but I was like, my dad's saying my dad loves scrapple, always
I
cooked
love
it,
scrapple.
so good. I don't care what's in it. I don't care what's
Me
in
either.
it.
I think
It's
it's
just
so
like the
good.
Dion about the monsters. I don't care.
So anyway-
Everything's gonna give me freaking cancer. Good.
So anyway, well,
Everything you eat. Sorry, I'm
Sour
not.
Patch Kids.
You know what I mean? There's nothing good anymore in
No.
life.
Corey Stokes used to play for Villanova around
Right.
like 08, 09. My dad told me his mom would come into his lunch truck, and like I just thought that was so cool. So I started, and that was when they had that Final Four run against like Pitt and
Scotty Reynolds.
Yeah, Scotty Reynolds. Yeah, so
right.
that Corey Fisher, like there, I love that team, and ever since then I've just been connected. Like they lost to North Carolina that year, and like I can like Dante Cunningham, Antonio Pena, Corey Fisher, Corey Stokes. Like I just love that.
Like
whole
he's
team.
going.
Like,
Antonio
so
Pena.
ever
he's
since,
going deep
ever
onto the
since
bench.
then, I've been a no fan. People always like find it weird, but like I don't really care. I just always liked them since I was young.
There's nothing weird about it.
Wrong with that at all.
You know, I just never have a dog in the college fight. This has always been the story for me.
No, you're a pro guy, and it's fine.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah, I'm more of a pro guy, but like but that's,
I wish I did. Like, I wish I had like.
My dog's
you know,
never in it.
You know what I mean? I wish I had something to like tie me to it. Anything.
Right.
But there's nothing. But over on that side, you guys all went Nova.
No, he went
You went
Kansas.
Of course I did. I'm a problem.
Actually, I don't have a problem with that, honestly. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't have a problem with you making that pick.
I'll go Nova. I'll go Nova. I like Kansas a lot, but Nova's tough. Both great coaches, but I'll go Nova in that one. But then you get to the finals and it's Michigan. Nova. I'm going to stay with the hottest team in all college basketball. I'm going Michigan. I'm going Michigan to cut it all down.
that wouldn't surprise me either. Like if Nova did get there, I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me if Loyola cut fucking Nets down. The year of the
Wright.
underdog. Remember that. It's the
Yeah.
year of the underdog.
That's true too. Yeah.
So don't be freaking surprised if they go cut Nets and Sister Jean's up on a fucking ladder. I just see it. It's just
They
weird.
see me
I mean, think about
rolling.
it. The Chinese New Year. They're all spot on about everything. The year of the underdog. So what's
They're-
Michigan
they're-
a 7?
they're-
Is Michigan a 7?
They're going to bring like a hydraulic lift
Not a
in
dog.
there,
Not dog enough.
put her wheelchair on it, lift it up. She got cut.
Hydraulic lift.
So if Jay Wright wins another championship, does he coach the Sixers next year?
Not the Sixers.
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
Don't get me
I'm just
distracted.
He's
trying-
never going to leave
I'm
Nova.
just trying
That's
to
his.
troll everybody.
That's his baby.
I
You're
get
talking
it.
about.
No, you're absolutely. You're
Dan, you know
Villanova
what
is
you
his
gotta
baby.
find? You know what you got to find? You got to go scrolling back on ATD because I can't do it. You got to go scrolling back on ATD. I'll find you a couple. All right. Of speaking about Brett Brown, go find it a couple months ago. I'll find and you put in the Sixers group and just be like, where are all these guys at? All the haters. I want to know where every fucking one of them is. You want to talk about screenshots never die? I want to know where every one of them guys are who ran YMCA leagues or played in a couple and they drew a timeout once. They drew a play out of a timeout one time. I want to know you guys.
They're not in our group. They're in Sixers 24/7.
They're all over. And it's not even just 6/24/7. They're in every group. It's disgusting. It really is. Like you're going to fire a guy like 20 games into a season? With young players, like where's the thought process? This is where half of these basketball fans are so clueless.
Some of them, I got some of their points where they said, "Oh, well, if this shit continues into next year, then I was like, okay, well, yeah, but
Of course.
But yeah, dude, we're literally fucking 8-6 right now. Like this is like way earlier. This is back in November. People were like saying it already. Like,
Got to give these
back
kids a
then-
chance to learn how to play together.
You didn't even have an NBA roster.
Yeah.
Right.
You had 5 guys.
Remember that video?
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and that was into that video where it's like,
Yeah.
go through the roster, and I even mentioned
Tom kept me. My boy kept me awake after a red eye and a drive to Virginia on Christmas. But we went through the whole roster, and there was there was 5 guys that would see double-digit minutes on a legit NBA roster at Christmas
and
time.
that's my big thing about.
and then boom, then run.
Yeah.
That's my big thing about getting the 3 seed. I think that would be so cool because you go from 10 wins, 28 wins to a freaking 3 seed. Like that would be.
Oh,
sick.
it's huge
It'll be
progress.
sick.
It's amazing. But
I was kidding about the Jay Wright.
No, but I
know, I know.
actually
throwing people.
I want to go back to that for a second because let take the Sixers out of the equation for a minute. I mean, he's already on record as saying that Nova's basically his dream job. You know, he's making more money than God. He works 45 minutes from where he grew up. I mean, he's basically like a legend in the area. But at some point, if you're him, do you not have to take a shot at the NBA?
it's almost the Rick Pitino and John Calipari
How
thing.
old is he?
You have to, because it's just you think about it, and these guys are all competitive, and yeah, he's making tons of money, and the NBA will give him more, and you know, it's just got to be, to me, for him to do it. I think he's a smart enough guy. It's that right fit situation. It really has to be. To me, I could see him going
Like
to
late 50s?
I can almost see him going to a different Division I basketball program.
I don't think he'd do that.
Before I could see him making a jump to the NBA. Any team that's looking for a head coach probably isn't that good of a team. So then you have to really look at, okay, where are they drafting? You have to foreshadow all this stuff to see if it's even worth you taking that job.
I think he'd be a good fit in the NBA because the whole thing nowadays is three-pointers. So I feel like obviously he'd have to change a little things. It's not the same, but he lives and dies by the three. I mean, it's how almost every team does it nowadays. So, right. I mean.
It's one of those things, and Roy Williams is the same. Coach K is the same.
Boeheim,
Bill Self, the guy from Kansas State, the old guy, Frank Martin. It's not Frank Martin, but
Frank Martin's another one.
Another
right?
guy.
I know you're talking
These
about.
guys,
Huggy Bear.
But you're right. To their point, they probably rather deal with kids that they can mold
than the egos.
And you're dealing with a paycheck.
Well, that's why
maybe that's like
that's why I said I can see him going somewhere else around college basketball more so than I see him taking that jump.
You're
now,
right.
where else is where else would be better? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
There is. I mean, there's places.
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's places.
Duke comes calling, then
just listen. Think about it. There's a lot of big time programs out there where he's He already shows he can recruit for Villanova. Now you're
recruiting there.
You got UNC. What Roy Williams has done. You got UNC making a phone call to Jay Wright. You're an idiot not to take that. Go running for that job. So there's
the other thing,
to me the NBA job. To me, him passing it up it makes him smart, depending on the job. But some of them in the college realm, you almost have to take because you're going to get more money. You know what I mean? And it's an almost easier program. It's an easier program.
He's already
but at the same time, why put that pressure on you? You know that you could do no wrong at Villanova.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
already
he's already a god here.
He's already the winningest coach in their program,
to get
right?
to this level, the competitive nature that these guys have, it's always the next challenge.
He's already the most winningest coach in Nova history, so he can just retire with like 800 wins.
Yeah, well, he's over 800. Yeah,
no, he's over 400.
Or
now.
over 400. Yeah,
but I'm saying by the time he retires, he could have like 800 wins. And that record will probably never
to the
be
question,
broken.
I don't think he goes anywhere. Okay,
me neither. But I know. But I'm just saying, as going for another college team, I think he would just. I mean, it's not real. I guess more money, but I mean, you already made a name for yourself.
Right, but you're talking about 800 though, and that's like the whole thing. Like people say, like you look at John Calipari. If he didn't leave and go, assist Larry Brown for 3 years in the NBA, he'd be probably at or over 800 wins now, which would, makes him one of the elite college coaches of all time. Is that now like a magic number though? Like, I mean, if Jay's over 400, and he's won 30 games the last 4 seasons, well, let's just say Jay does, 5 or 6 more years at Nova and starts creeping up on that 800 win mark, and then this whole discussion happens again. I mean, and I see where you're all going, and I'm fine with the answer. I mean, I'm not one of these guys who's saying Jay Wright has to go to an NBA program, but I mean it's inevitable. Like if they win and they win 2 titles in 3 years out of the Big East, out of a school with an enrollment of under 20,000. Yeah. With no home arena this year, basically playing all your games at the Wells Fargo Center. No top 10 recruits. It's just, him and his system and the way they play.
And
I mean, it's inevitable that somebody's going to call.
Yeah.
And the advantage of having the 4-year player.
Yeah.
Or the 3-year player.
Or
at least at 2.
At minimum.
Or at least at 2. I mean, at least you're going to get a guy for 2.
Right.
And I think that's what the way he recruits. Guys recruit differently. Okay, at Kentucky, we know the recruiting process. You're going one and done guys.
You hurt the team if you stick around.
Yeah.
The Harrison brothers had screwed Kentucky.
Right.
It's so funny.
Because they were so bad.
It's so funny. Like you
And
stay longer, you're
they had
hurt.
to stick around to be till they're junior.
Right.
Till they were even draftable, and they still stink. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. These schools that are drafting these one and done, if you don't go, you hurt the program.
You hurt the program, yeah.
It was Bruce Weber.
That's the name you were thinking of, Bruce Weber, right.
But he's a guy who went from Illinois and went to Kansas State.
Right.
And it was just – but these guys, they just get – and I think a lot of it is they just rather deal with kids.
And that's fair,
and mold them into, better people and hopefully better basketball.
Well, guess what? Your message doesn't run as dry. I mean, think about it. The turnover at the college level is a lot more than the pro level.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. So you have an advantage of 3 years, 2 years, whatever the case may be. But guys are in and out more so that, okay, the new group of guys come in. My message that I've said for 20 years or whatever the case may be will still hold true and hold weight to these guys because they haven't heard it.
Yeah.
And that matters. So if you're only hearing it for 4 years, it's not going to run thin. You start hearing things for 8, things might start going in one and out the other. It's
All right,
just
so let me ask you guys another question then. 2 titles in 3 years with really the only guy who was a key member of both squads being Jalen Brunson.
And Bridges.
I wouldn't say Bridges was a key player on that first one.
He got minutes for
He got
freshman.
minutes, but, I mean, he went from being a freshman to playing himself into a top, top 10 draft pick.
You're right.
I mean, is he the best coach in college basketball right now? If they win second title,
right?
second title in 3 years.
Yes.
I mean, he would be in that discussion just because of what he's getting. To Tom's point,
Right.
There's no top 10 recruit. There's no top 5 recruiting class.
There's no.
He's developed the shit out of some of these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no way Morris Bellman was doing this in high school with the 3 ball.
yeah.
Same thing with Bridges. Bridges, his freshman year, he was all steals, dunks. He was never.
Yeah.
What's he shooting? Over
So,
40?
Player development.
Well, look at Pascal now too. Same thing.
Yeah. Him too.
I mean, he doesn't have these. There's no Zion.
No,
Zion's not
there's
walking.
no Zions on
There's no
there.
Zion walking on main line.
Right.
Listen, unless you got a blonde with big tits, you ain't getting nobody that's walking on your campus. I mean, he got game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how do you entice the guy to go? I mean, we saw what Ray Allen did in the bedroom with the 2 girls. I mean, that's what you got to. That's what big time programs do. You're not dating that on
You ain't getting
you're
that.
not getting that
You ain't getting
Villanova.
that at a Catholic school on the main line.
No. So it's just you got to you go with what you have a process about the way you go about things, what you're looking for in a player, and of course you
Always about the process.
and you want to foreshadow some of these kids that you're recruiting. Can they fit my system? So he's looking for system guys that fit his system, and it's usually guard play. He's looking for good guard play. He doesn't really recruit. You're not going to see a 7-footer at Villanova. You just don't.
It does help though. Like,
you don't see it.
Ochefu was damn good, and
It was
and
6'10", though.
But he
But
wasn't
Spellman
highly
out.
recruited though.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right though.
But Ochefu, to your earlier point, though, Ochefu was a guy that he developed because he was a stiff as a freshman, and every year he just got a little better, a little better, a little better.
To your point though about the message as well, not running thin, we saw that here for one season in Chip Kelly.
Right.
We saw what he did at Oregon and the powerhouses he was throwing out there. But then you come here,
doesn't work with grown.
and it doesn't work with grown men that have bigger paychecks.
Right.
That message doesn't really
that came to my
doesn't
mind.
really mesh. Now
Right.
he's going back to college where his message is probably going to come over a little bit better, and plus he's probably a different coach after being humbled twice.
No, you're absolutely right.
You know.
Humbled not once but twice.
Yeah.
David Roska over on the Instagram.
Was it a non-wrestling question?
Yes, it's actually a tag, and it's courtesy of Bleacher Report. Could OBJ help the Chargers win over Los Angeles? And the potential trade is Chargers receive Beckham. Listen to this. Giants received number 17 overall pick in 2018, 4th round pick in 2019, wide receiver Keenan Allen.
Nah. No.
Who wins the deal is the question. Because
Giants.
Keenan Allen's
The
a little
Giants.
tossing
The
at that
Giants.
that. I'm just saying, Keenan.
The Giants.
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen's good. You
Good-
get
that's a
a
good
freaking
toss-in.
70th overall pick.
And the Chargers got a good roster too. I think they can compete for that division next year.
If that
Well,
trade,
wait, were they-
I was just going to say there's not enough of a gap between Odell and Keenan Allen to warrant a number 17 overall and additional draft picks thrown in.
Not a healthy Keenan Allen, no.
Right.
Healthy Keenan Allen will get you 90. To me, he's a more of a reception guy than Odell will ever be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
true. But Keenan Allen can't take a 7-yard slant to the house every time like Odell.
No. So they have
you're
to
right.
You know what I mean? So
big play-wise, no question.
Yeah.
No question. No
Oh, and I'm not
I mean,
saying
look,
Odell's
yeah.
not the better player, but that gap.
But if you're the Giants, are you really making that deal?
For the 17.
But,
hell yeah.
Well, here we
See,
go.
but I got 2 and 17.
Right, yeah, I'm doing
And
the
I
hell
got to
out of
rebuild a roster from
I'm
the Giants.
doing the hell
I
out of
had
that.
to rebuild my roster from the Giants.
Well, hold on a
I
second.
need more.
But here we go. But you brought back Eli.
Okay, but
Like, dude, why
and,
do
that's,
you-
and,
if you-
and that's fine. You use that 17 to go draft your quarterback now.
No, dude, this is the thing.
And
that
you
pisses
go
me off.
Saquon,
They don't
too.
They don't want to draft. I don't think Rosen or Darnold. Whatever. Some people have their opinions. Think they're gonna be stars. I don't think they're gonna be like that. But they don't want to draft a quarterback because they don't want to hurt his feelings.
No, I don't
That
think
is where-
I don't
that
think it
is
has anything to do with it now.
Well, that's what the one report I heard that was dumb. If that's the case.
No, I mean I think Eli is man enough to realize they're drafting a quarterback. It potentially is at number 2.
Right.
And but it's Eli's show. But if you're trading Beckham now, I will grant you getting Keenan Allen back isn't as much of a just sell the farm type of move
No,
as
not at
just
all.
trading Beckham for 2 picks per se.
Right, but here's the thing. So
Interesting.
But to Tom's point, say they make this deal, they draft Saquon at 2.
I already hate it.
I know,
Because
but
I don't want to root for a
I know
Giant.
you don't want to root for a Giant, but here's the thing. So you've now got you've got 3 starting wide receivers: Keenan Allen, Sterling Shepard, and Brandon Marshall. Because everybody forgets about Brandon Marshall.
I didn't forget.
He's still there. So you've got Keenan Allen, Sterling Shepard, and Brandon Marshall.
And Sterling Shepard looks to be back from whatever injury
Right.
he had after
with
after
with
that
Saquon
wedding
Barkley
video.
in the backfield.
Yeah.
Eli could make,
Eons of throws.
yeah, exactly. Eli could
Man,
work
that would
with
be
that.
Scary.
Wow.
Eli could work with that while whoever they draft at number 17 develops for a year. And it does make them scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't even lie. I'd be like, damn, Giants got a lot better.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Giants, hell yeah, because A, you're getting rid of a big old headache,
But
and
Right.
you're setting yourself
That's
up
why.
nicely.
That's why I
here's
think
the
it'll be.
thing.
Sorry, you can go ahead.
if you're making this trade because you want to rebuild, why did you trade with the Jets and collect all those assets to move
No,
down?
and I get it.
because the
there's-
Jets called them asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
You know
good,
what I mean?
There's
Yeah,
no
you're
right,
there's
you're
no
right,
good
you're
answer
right.
on that, and I get that.
You know what I mean?
Except for that stupid unwritten rule that they won't make
They
deals
can't
with the
make
Jets.
deals. Yeah. But, if I'm looking to
stupid.
rebuild,
It is stupid.
It's the same thing with the Sixers and the Celtics. You just saw it last summer.
Well, yeah, but for them,
I know
for-
it's bad. It's a different sport, but I don't
right.
know.
But for them, it's not the competition thing. It's the whole New York media thing. Like
Yeah, I mean-
they very rarely do the Jets and Giants ever make deals with each other because it's just like
Tough.
yeah, it is tough, and shit comes back to haunt you in the media because your problem child. Let's just say Odell, as an example, your problem child is basically moving from one locker room in that stadium to another. Still the same media, still the same writers, still the same TV stations, the whole deal, whatever. Your problem's not gone, and then there's talk and talk and talk and talk, and you never really get rid of your problems. So if you want to get rid of Odell, send him out to the West Coast.
yeah, well, I'm not saying trade Odell to
To
the
me-
Jets. I'm just saying
Right,
when the
all
Jets
right.
called to move up,
To me,
why weren't you saying yes?
to me, it's easy because you're not gonna. Listen. You got to pay him a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you save yourself there with having to pay him a lot of money. You get yourself 2 picks, obviously early on in the draft, 2 and 17. That puts you in a good spot. Okay, to do whatever you want to do. You got a bad offensive line as well, so it allows you 2 to maybe go running back or wherever, go O line, and it gives you flexibility at 17. You have you traded JPP, which obviously, means you're going in a little different direction. So to add the extra pick
Well, it
allows you to go DN there, allows you
Well,
to go
that's-
different spots. So, but you understand what I'm saying,
Maybe,
though?
yeah, maybe they don't go
So-
Barkley, though. Maybe they go Chubb.
They
too.
could. So
You
that's
know,
my
but you're
point,
right.
though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it allows a rebuild to happen on the fly. Makes sense? Because if you're the Giants, you spent a lot of money 2 years ago in the offseason, right? Janoris Jenkins, Vernon, right? You went out and spent money on this roster. So so what you want to do if you're the Giants is you almost want to see if you can rebuild on the fly. Can I do it on the fly? And to me, this deal allows you to rebuild on the fly.
It's almost what the Red Sox did in baseball a couple years ago when mid-season
Because that 17 could be Allen or
Yeah.
whoever drops it. You know what I'm saying? It could be that projector, the big moose, Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph, yeah.
We talking the moose, the
Oh,
knuckle.
he is a moose.
You know, so it allows you. I don't like talking any of this shit for these scumbags. You know what I mean? I hope they mess it all up. But if I'm them,
but it's a reality.
That's a hard
But
deal.
this
not
is my
to
thing
take.
why I would actually hope he goes to the Rams, because you're saying how he's such a headache. Sue can be a locker room problem. Talib's annoying. Peters is annoying. I mean, I feel like those heads. I mean, they'll probably still be good, but
And with Sean McVay as their coach, that's like a freaking movie waiting to be written.
But all reports out of Miami was Sue was fine in the locker room.
yeah, but he can be a douchebag
He's
on the
just
field.
a dick on
He's
the
just
field.
a dick on the field, which is that's fine. That's what I wanted to be a dick. When you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't,
But
you know,
still,
and
what-
Tom's
even
favorite line is, "I don't want to bring home football players to mommy and daddy."
Right.
That's true.
But no, because I know there was a lot of talk because Sue made the comments about coming here, and everybody was no, dude's a dick, blah blah blah. But all reports out of Miami was he was a model citizen in the locker room.
Well, everybody says the same thing about Michael Bennett.
Yeah,
And nobody seems to be all that broken up about having him.
yeah,
Oh, I don't care. Free Bennett.
I just think this whole thing's bullshit anyway.
Me too.
it is bullshit.
But then I was a little weird.
It's
I
a
was
money
like,
grab.
He really turned himself in. I don't know. If,
Well, you have to when there's
Yeah,
when there's
but-
something out there for you
I know, but
Well, look, all I know is
because it's more good faith. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
okay.
here I am.
All
You know what I mean? You ain't got to come looking for me. You ain't got to lock me up.
well, and the minute that I saw that his lawyer was Rusty Hardin, I said he's off.
yeah.
Why?
Because
Who's that dude? Who's that dude?
Rusty Hardin won't take the case if he doesn't think you're either innocent or he can make you innocent.
Right.
Rusty Hardin doesn't take loser cases.
Who is that?
Rusty Hardin's a guy who's like he's defended a lot of big time athletes, actors, stuff like that. He's big down in Texas.
He's probably filthy rich.
I actually think he may have been was the Texans owner's lawyer.
Okay.
So, and when all that talk happened last year about the
Yeah.
Texans owner dropping like the racist comments and stuff like that, like Rusty Hardin was the one who was out front giving the statements and everything like that. Like he's a a good old Southern Texas boy who is smarter than a whip and just doesn't take cases that he
Yeah.
can't win. And as soon
And,
as
and a lot of those big dudes don't.
yeah. So as soon as I saw who his lawyer was, I'm like, all right, we're done. It's good. It's good. Moving on. He'll be in training camp.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I can't wait for the
That's an interesting deal, though. That's very interesting.
Oh, it is.
No
question about it.
When you first read out the fourth, I'm like, the fourth seems a little low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the one in Keenan Allen at least gets me to the table talking.
Yeah, it does.
To where I turn that fourth maybe into a third or a conditional. You know what I mean? To where if Odell blows it up and you re-sign him, maybe it becomes a 2 next year. That's interesting. David Orozco might be on to something.
Yeah, you never know. Flyers up 1-0.
Boom.
Giroux with the goal. Also his 93rd point, which ties a career high. Something else I saw that I wanted to get into briefly.
Dude's played really well.
Oh, Dario, huge night tonight.
Yeah?
I think he was 26 and 15.
My road dog. Love that.
He may very well be the most underrated player in the NBA. He should have been the Rookie of the Year last year.
Oh, he damn well should have been.
And I actually, in hindsight, I actually believe a lot of the argument that it wasn't Malcolm Brogdon that beat him. It was that Joel took votes away from him. That if Joel wasn't in the discussion, Dario would have won Rookie of the Year.
Either one of them should have won over Malcolm
I
Brogdon.
agree.
Mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Malcolm Brogdon's nice. He wasn't Rookie
No.
of the Year.
he's not even nice. He stinks.
Michael Carter-Williams.
Yeah.
They would know.
Yeah.
They would know. Sorry, reading something.
So you've been engrossed over there the last minute or two.
Well, it's just it was the college basketball. I was letting you boys go. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get to Dion's thing real
I was
quick.
letting the dogs eat for a minute.
All right, let's go.
So Dion said that quick Eagles news he read about an hour ago. Eagles to interview Micah Kaiser from Virginia and Josie Jewell out of Iowa, both linebackers, both rated crazy high among analysts. He says Jewell is his favorite. He'd like to see him in Eagles green. Can't trust Jordan Hicks. Injuries alone.
Agree there.
Completely agree.
I said last night with the birds of a feather guys, just don't even put Jordan Hicks on the depth chart. Just put him on the DL. You know what I mean? Just because that's he's where he's going to end up.
Put him on the IR, and whatever you get out of him, you get out of him.
You'll probably get a full year out of him this year, but no, you're right. Listen, Dion, I completely agree. It's a linebacker at 32. It almost has to be.
It has to be.
Unless it's just something else is on the board that you had a guy
available. Right.
Yeah, but it is best available to me. It always is. But I think there's a lot of good linebackers in this draft. It seems like a deep one from everything I'm hearing from guys. I mean, every day I'm getting tossed more and more linebackers. So, if there's a good one on the board you have rated high enough, I think that's the pick.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's best available. Absolutely. I would, love to see that tackle from Texas, Williams, drop even further just to get that talent. I mean, top 10 talent. There's a little injury concerns, but to get that at 32 would be sick. If one of those linebackers, it's not going to happen. I would love to see Roquan Smith just drop, kind of like Ruben did last year.
Yeah.
Just drop all the way through it. They were like, okay, we'll take him. But, it's not going to happen because Roquan's just so good.
I agree with that.
I'm sorry, Raekwon.
I do think this year, though, it might be a little different than past years. If they get to 32, they can afford to reach a little bit if they want to fill that position of need. I'm with you guys. I think when you're the Super Bowl champion, you get to your spot. I think you do one of two things. You either take the best player available, or you trade that 32 and you load up on second and third rounders.
Yeah, that's also a
But
I
possibility.
like that idea.
But you can, if there's a linebacker there that you really like, even though he may not necessarily be projected at 32, if you don't think he's going to come back around,
Well, because we don't have a second.
right?
So
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
So if you trade that pick for a bunch of seconds and thirds, but you don't think that guy's going to be there by the time your pick comes back around, then maybe you reach and you take him.
Kind of like me in fantasy baseball when I took Ohtani early.
There you go, because you know he's not going to be there when it comes back around.
Sorry, Ravi.
No, it's fine.
For Steeman, I want Rashaan Evans. SJM 86. The Birds have no day 2 picks. I'm wondering the likelihood they trade back.
Could be.
And Fultz said, 32 is basically a second rounder. Running back at 32, one of Georgia backs or the back from LSU is what Pete Alberson's saying.
Geis.
Geis, if he drops, is a steal there.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
And Fultz Steeman says he thinks we should trade back. So
How would you feel with a tight end with our first pick?
If it's Gesicki, I'm
You
fine.
think he's going to be there?
Yeah.
I do actually.
I think Brent Selleck's back on this roster.
Well,
I have a feeling
still
about that
agree with that, too.
I was like, I can see him come back in like May or something.
I still agree with that.
Nothing's out there anymore.
It still doesn't stop me from taking somebody else.
No, not at all.
But if they do bring Selleck back, I know they love that Billy Brown kid though.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
So they might not be
So
a tight
he
end.
can be Trey Burton part 2. Just develop him up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Trey Burton's a guy, with all due respect.
I like him a lot, but I don't think he'll
he's
ever
a
be
guy.
a star. He's a pretty good 2 though. I liked him behind.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not mad about him.
No, he's.
I just remember who throws him the football.
He's-
I just don't forget. I'm not going to get all
No,
caught
I mean,
up when
He's going to go to
when
Chicago.
11's slinging when you're having good games.
Oh, he's going to go to Chicago, and he's going to be a solid starting tight end. He's not going to be an all-pro.
Right.
He's not going to be a 2 either. He'll be a solid starting tight end, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The Eagles did what they were supposed to do. They got a guy. They developed him. They got what they needed out of him. Undrafted, yeah.
Developed a college quarterback
Right.
into an NFL tight end.
And into an NFL tight end, exactly.
Won a Super Bowl.
Actually,
throw a
let's
freaking touchdown pass.
let's forget it.
what's funny though is that you're talking
Won a
about
Super Bowl.
guys are talking about drafting a running back at 32. One of the most interesting things that I heard out of this whole, breakfast with the coaches and stuff this week, Doug is still real high on Wendell Smallwood.
Yeah.
He
plays good when he's healthy. He's just never healthy. He's never healthy.
I honestly thought Wendell Smallwood was never going to be on the field again for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I'm not so sure.
I just think
Because
I just think they had to do the moves that were given
Right.
to them last year. You couldn't pass up on Ajayi
Yeah.
when he came calling, and it's like, okay, Wendell, take a step back. It's not that we don't like you. We're not going to have Garrett back next year, and this is where we can bring you back, and now we don't spend $4 million.
Right.
And it's an easy one.
Right.
People talk their shit on Wendell a lot, and like I've always kind of defended him, but what did you say before he got injured last year? He played good. I mean, he had the game-winning touchdown in L.A.
2-0
Oh,
Flyers.
he's fine. Yeah.
Provy.
Well,
Roby.
I mean, you look at the roster right now. There's what, 3 guys on the roster, 4 with Pumphrey.
That was a seed.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so
but
you figure
and that's
Ajayi, Clement,
right, and that's where I was
who else?
actually
And
going with it.
Smallwood,
Is that
Smallwood,
for them right now, if the season started today, and they went in with, Ajayi as their starter, Smallwood backing him up, and Clement basically playing the same role that he played last year.
I want to see a little bit more.
And you put Pumphrey in the Sproles/Barner role. You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
I think Pumphrey is a practice squad guy, and somebody else might pick him up because I think Sproles is back too.
Because Doug just came out and said that he wants him back.
He wants him back.
Well,
so we'll see how that goes.
And we'll see how it goes. But here's the
I
thing.
ain't spending a lot of money on him.
I mean,
I don't think you're going to have to.
Pumphrey was a draft pick, though, and you don't. I mean, they could. They realistically they could, but
if you just don't see
you don't draft a guy, have him spend a year on IR where all he does is learn the system and lift and work his ass off on basically what amounts to a redshirt year to put him on your practice squad the next year.
Well, I mean, that's why you have camp.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean. Like the
if
guys
you still don't see anything out of them, then just
like that's why I have camp. Like
take
I'm
your
not
L,
gonna
take your L.
Like if I got a chance to get Darren Sproles back on my football team, I'm going to take, with all due respect to Pumphrey, and like we don't know.
Well, I'm not banging the door for him not being over Pumphrey.
Right.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying if I had my choice,
the same Darren Sproles.
Right.
That you did
I don't
before.
know. But listen, all I know is you don't need to get the same Darren Sproles because it's limited action. It's in little spots. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get. I feel you get more from a vet in little spots like a Darren Sproles, and you're gonna get from Pumphrey this year.
I don't disagree,
coming up.
yes.
So the way I look at it, it's simple. Like Darren Sproles, he's coming back. He's not retiring because he's trying to get a ring. Like he couldn't go out that way. He sees his team winning, and of course, it's gonna want him to come back. To me, he wants to come back here, which means he'll take a little bit less money.
But here's the thing.
To do it.
The only place the Eagles missed Darren Sproles was in the return game.
No.
I actually think Darren Sproles getting hurt helped their offense because there were times when Doug became a little too Darren Sproles happy. And I think if Darren Sproles doesn't get hurt, they never go out and get Ajayi.
No, they don't. It changes the whole dynamic now with Ajayi, with Corey. Okay, if it's Smallwood, if it's Pumphrey,
right,
and Sproles, it doesn't matter. Like you could have Sproles and Pumphrey, and Smallwood be your odd man out.
Sure.
Because Clement and Ajayi are horses.
Yeah.
Essentially. And I think Corey will get even more of a workload this year coming up than obviously last year.
And it's the draft. It's running backs. They're taking at least one. Wherever it is.
Yeah, so like
just because you
just do it.
Camp bodies.
You do it.
You know what I mean? And the guys last night kind of touched on it and said you're going to go into camp with 7 running backs. You know what I mean?
Well, they always do.
If Geis drops at 32, I don't not pass him up.
No.
Just because I might bring back Darren Sproles because Geis is a hell of a running back.
Right.
That's a hell of
the
a player.
Pumphrey thing just drives me insane because it's like it's automatically because he's small. He's becomes and not you. The group. He's Darren Sproles.
Right.
No, he's never done anything. I remember the guy saying, well, you comparing people that are hating on Pumphrey, remember what happened to Aguilar. Are you fucking high?
That's ridiculous.
You're
It's
talking
not
about a
even a
first-round
comparison.
talent compared to a guy who essentially could have went not drafted.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, let's be real.
What we drafted him in the 3rd round? Fourth.
Like, to me, like that was maybe even a little early for the guy, but that's the guy they like. They targeted whatever.
But I mean, and I don't want to defend the groups because I do think that comparison between Pumphrey and Aguilar was like ridiculous. But I mean, even the Eagles themselves, when they drafted him, said, we really like what Darren Sproles brings to this football team, but Darren Sproles isn't going to play forever. We're bringing this guy in to learn from Sproles and be the heir apparent. They basically want him to become the next Sproles.
And he very well could be.
And if he does, that's great. But I think you have to at least spend a season and see how that goes. Now, is it this year? Who knows? If they bring Sproles
Play
back,
with house money, why not?
yeah. Who knows how it shakes out? If they, if we wake up tomorrow morning and there's a ticker going across the bottom of ESPN that says Eagles re-signed Darren Sproles, am I going to be mad? Hell no, I'm not going to be mad. But if he doesn't come back,
Oh, I'm not going to be mad either.
Yeah.
I ain't mad about it either.
I mean,
It
I'm
will be
fine with my
interesting,
1
though.
and 2. Like, I'm not going to get mad at anything because my 1 and 2 is Ajayi and Corey. I'm good.
Yeah.
It will be interesting, though, because I know, like, obviously Ajayi is a starter, but
I'm pissing real quick. Keep
but
talking.
with the snaps with Clement and Sproles, like, who do you think gets more snaps? I would say Clement, but I don't know.
Well, I think it depends on their roles. As Tom alluded to earlier, Ajayi's your main back.
15 minutes, he couldn't hold it.
Yeah. Ajayi's,
Like a woman.
Ajayi's your main back, so you can't have also Clement backing him up. So if you have Clement in that same role where he's in on passing downs, third downs, pass protection, to where he's that matchup nightmare out of the backfield, then that means Smallwood is your true backup running back to where you're turning around and handing him the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what you're looking at. Is I think you're going to have a defined role for Ajayi, for Clement. Maybe, let's call it Pumphrey for now. You may get a little bit of Pumphrey in the offense. Smallwood is going to be that guy that when Ajayi gets hurt, because inevitably he will, starts to fill that role. And maybe if, God forbid something happens to Clement, maybe he could swing over that way a little bit too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me looking 2 years down the road if they start to increase Clement's workload, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I definitely
I think
agree.
Eventually he
if
could
you
be
don't draft a guy, I think he can be your number one back.
Yeah, eventually.
He was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And the only reason he wasn't drafted was because he got injured.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you have to expect, you're right. After this year, Ajayi's probably gone.
Right.
Because you're not going to re-sign a guy
Yeah, I don't think so.
that has
Suspect
has
knees.
knee injuries,
Right.
but it's a no knock on him. It's just the facts.
Right.
And he did his
He
job
did
for
it,
us.
yeah, exactly. He did his time here.
He did
right.
everything we asked
He's got a
from him.
ring.
You literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say he did his time here, like whatever.
He did
move
everything
on.
we asked for. It's just when he's the type of guy when that contract comes up, kind of like a LeGarrette Blount.
You're gonna have Aguilar next offseason.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, but
look, he's got the Lombardi Trophy over in England, tooling around
Yeah.
watching soccer games. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Jay, but
you always be family.
yeah,
always-
you're always welcome at the
You're
table.
always welcome at the dinner table.
You give us one more good year, and then off you go.
Yeah.
We'll pat on the ass and see you later.
Yeah.
How much money do you think Aguilar
mean-
gets next year? Because next year you got Hicks. Well, if Hicks gets injured, I'm just letting him walk. But what?
13? 15, 13, 15.
What?
I
for
can see that.
Aguilar.
Aguilar.
Well, the cap will probably go up
Yeah.
too. So
I mean, yeah, he's worth it.
What
Like,
did A-Rob, and I'm not comparing, what did A-Rob sign for in Chicago? Do we
I
3
do we
years-
know?
I don't know.
I want to say it was like 14.
14? So,
And he's coming off an injury, so
and I think Nelson's great. I think he's a tick below A-Rob. But as Tom from the 700 level says, inflation, the rate's going to go up. So, yeah, if A-Rob signs for 14, he probably signs for 15, kind of like, the quarterbacks. The next guy out is just going to be the next highest paid guy just because he's out. But real quick with Pumphrey,
Go ahead.
what did he do best at college? He ran the football.
Yeah.
He was the NFL's, NCAA's college rushing
Yeah,
record.
it
wasn't-
all-time leading rusher.
It wasn't Darren
NCAA.
Sproles
Right.
stuff. It was rushing the ball. Now, obviously, that's in the Mountain West over at San Diego State, so he's not playing the horses. He's not playing against the horses like he does in the NFL.
No,
so.
well, it's like, Jimmy Chang at Hawaii.
Yeah.
What did he do best? Threw for 600 yards a game. Did it translate?
Who's my guy? Colt Brennan.
Colt Brennan.
Colt Brennan was my dog.
He was slinging on late Saturday night.
You used to love the late Saturday night games.
I used to play Hawaii in NCAA football.
Rainbow Warriors.
Just so I could beat Colt Brennan and just slinging across the field.
Jimmy Chang, 37 for 42 for 625 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they'd lose.
Yeah, and they somehow lose.
A lot of it with Nelson depends on what kind of year.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, you expect growth again.
I'm expecting.
Yeah,
I'm
you would-
expecting
you would hope.
this year. The
So I
same thing
expect
last
over
year,
$1,000.
maybe a little bit better.
Maybe over 1,000. I think Mike Wallace is going to help that more so than Torrey does in a way, just because I think, and I like Torrey a lot. I think Mike's got a little bit more burst to me than Torrey has, so I think he's definitely going to help stretch this football field out. And and I think Mike's huge to bring in too because Alshon and the rotator cuff, and how long is that going to take?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you have 2 vets out there. Like we're talking Nelson as a vet now, which is crazy, but now he's in vet talk. So now where are the numbers be around. I don't expect him in this offense to catch like 70 balls just because they spread it so much.
So
but
much, yeah.
he's such a big play guy. Can he get over that 1,000 mark? Because that's what's going to get him to that 15 mil mark to me. I think if he's around the same numbers as this year, he's probably around that 13, 13 a year, somewhere in that range.
You asked me about Allen Robinson, and I said 14. Rob confirms it's 3 years, $42 million. So if I do a little back-of-the-envelope math, it's 14.
There you go.
For a guy coming off an injury.
Yeah.
So, that's about the same. I would assume that they would do it.
Well, and that's what I said.
Because
I
Allen's
think,
a legit,
I think Nelson's a tick below Allen. And then you said with
he's
inflation,
also an inside guy, too. So, I mean, you have to factor that. So, what's Jarvis Landry's asking price? Because to me, that's where you got to look at.
16.
Okay, so
that was his franchise tag was 16.
I'm right around there because I have to look at him from being a slot guy. I can't put his numbers to an outside guy. I just can't do it. And I think that's the way the NFL's got to look at it a little bit too. But you're still gonna get priced close to that.
Mm-hmm.
But who's the highest paid wideout in football at this going into 2018? Is it Antonio?
I don't even know.
I think it is.
Is it AB?
Yeah.
Rob, if you can find me AB,
It's either AB or Julio.
either one. They're both of them. Pull up both of their contract for 2018 for that season because that's what I'm really curious. I want to see what the big dog gets on the outside and compared to what Jarvis asking price is.
Yeah.
And then you can sort of gauge out Nelson.
Let me ask you guys this.
Look at us, we're like fucking Howie.
Yeah,
Look at a bunch of Howies standing around the bread, eating
with
bread.
with this Mike Wallace signing, is he automatically your number 2?
Yeah.
Or are you still giving Matt Collins a chance to win that job?
I mean, everybody's got a chance to do everything. I mean, you sign a guy to a 1-year deal. There's nothing guaranteed that you got to earn that. We've seen vets come in here before on 1-year deals and not even make the squad. So Mike Wallace makes his team, obviously, and to me, he beats out Matt Collins. Because I think this is really smart, and this is Joe Douglas again written all over this. You don't throw these young wideouts that are late-round picks into a fire their second year. Allow them to continue to learn the West Coast offense, continue to learn from vets, and then be able to, in your third year, be able to say, boom, I'm ready. Yeah. And it doesn't mean the guy's not going to see the field. Doesn't mean he's not going to have packages on where he can make a big play here and there. He's just not going to be asked upon to do too much.
I think if anything,
and
Matt
so he goes
Collins,
down, you're in a good spot.
I think if anything, Matt Collins' role increases in the return game.
That's possible.
Where he did a lot at North Carolina.
Right. I go back to the argument that I made a couple weeks ago that I don't think that they hire his offensive coordinator at North Carolina to be the Eagles wide receivers coach if they don't see something big in this kid.
Oh, I don't think you're wrong. I think that's absolutely spot on.
I don't know, but I don't know.
But is it
big?
This year?
But what's big? What do you guys think is big? Because my projection for this guy is he's never going to be a number 1 wideout to me. It's just I don't see it. I don't see the body to be. It doesn't saying he can't be. To me, I'm not going to put that expectation on him. To me, he's always going to be that third, that slot type of guy who can make some big plays. That's to me who he is. Doesn't mean he can't turn himself into a great reception guy. We see guys do this all the time. But I think being able to not have the pressure,
and that's
allows you to develop better than at the wide receiver position. Could we talk about the only guy who ever came in the league and lit it on fire was Calvin Johnson, and he barely even did it.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard for a lot of these guys a rookie year.
I think Jerry Rice was pretty damn good his rookie year too. But
well,
you're talking recent.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What do you got, Robbie? What'd you find?
I found the ultimate website to answer all your
real
questions.
Quick. Give me a wide out in the last 20 as a rookie that went over 1,000 yards.
You just asked him for salaries. Let him do his job.
No, okay. And his job's done when I'm done fucking talking. So,
it starts when he does talking.
Thanks, Robbie. I need backup when I get excited. What the fuck was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we're on to something.
You said a receiver in the last 20 years, a rookie?
A rookie that goes over 1,000.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that number's got to be low, right? But go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
I'll do that while he's going for the salaries.
All right, cool. Well, actually, Antonio Brown's only due $13.875 mil next year. Salary cap hit is $7.955.
Nice team-friendly
The
deal.
highest wide receiver, Mike Evans.
I forgot about Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah.
Deal. He gets $18.25 mil towards the cap as well. And then after him, Larry Fitzgerald, followed by Des Bryant.
Okay, so 18.5 mil is the highest right now in the NFL for an outside guy. All right. Yeah, 14, 15.
Yeah.
In that range.
I have a feeling Larry Fitz went over 1,000 as a rookie.
Oh, I'm not saying guys didn't do it.
I'm just trying to name off the top of my head.
I'm just curious on like how many guys,
It's actually more than you think. Amari Cooper,
That makes sense.
Okay.
Julio,
I figured that one.
Keenan Allen, Marcus Colston,
Hofstra.
who actually, if we're talking Mac Hollins, that's actually a pretty damn good comparison, Marcus Colston. Moving on, A.J. Green, Kelvin Benjamin, Mike Williams, Williams, Tampa Bay, Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, and Odell.
It's not.
And that's just in the last 10 years.
And that's not that many. I mean, it's a good amount, but the
it-
amount of
and it-
wideouts that are drafted and
Yeah.
play and start and don't end up being nothing, what's that, about 10 guys?
I didn't hear Paul Turner's name on there.
Or Rasheed Bailey.
Or Rashad Bailey. All right, so hold on. This is a little bit old, but you also have Joey Galloway,
Oh.
Terry Glenn,
Oh.
Randy Moss,
My boy.
Anquan
Straight cash, homie.
Bolden,
Yeah.
Michael Clayton.
All right, so 90.
Sammy Watkins was close. Marquise Lee was close. Jordan Matthews was close. Devontae Adams was close. Allen Robinson was close.
It's funny, though. If you look at the list, 98% are your freaks, right?
Yeah.
Well, just usually the wide receiver position in general, too.
But you have some names on there that weren't.
Oh, no, you're right.
You have some
All-time
names-
greats.
You have some names on there that are like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, think about some of the names being tossed, and then there was your few that snuck in, like your Michael Claytons of the world.
Yeah.
And, there
Who?
was, so there was names, but if you look at it like Julio's drafted where he's drafted because he's going to come in and get a grant, so some guys are.
Yeah, Amari Cooper going 4.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
obviously had a little bit of a sophomore slump this year, and then that happens. And that's the point,
And
though.
yeah.
That happens at the wideout position. Like, you might come in and have a great first year, second year, like, whoa, hit a wall, and then third year, figure it out again.
Right.
It's a hard position, depending on the offense and the scheme you're going to. But for me, the smaller guys, it's harder for than your bigger physical wideouts that are your freaks. Like Odell's and Randy's and.
Because
Well,
AB didn't come around.
Well, I was
right
ju-
away.
It's funny that you said that because I was just
Julian Edelman.
going to ask you guys, like, is AB a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't hit his stride until year 3.
No.
Yeah.
He's a smaller guy,
Yeah.
possession guy-ish.
Right.
That
and a
had
guy
to work on his route running.
and
And
a
that's
guy
a
like-
big thing. Like, Julio can get away with a bad route because you're freaking a moose knuckle. Odell can get away with a bad route because you're a freak.
Yeah.
These other guys like Keenan Allen can't get away with a bad route.
Because he's got bad knees.
Yeah. But
I don't think Keenan Allen's ever ran a bad route, though.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
He's
But you're
ridiculous.
right, but you're
he's
right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, he came in the league and was able to hit that route running quicker.
But
we're-
Julian Edelman's the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
You're right.
it's-
Those guys on the inside, they got to learn those precise.
And that's a Mac Hollins to
Yep.
me. The Mac Hollins in me is once he's going to become a better route runner, and as he continues to become a better route runner, you already see he can catch and finish for the most part. He didn't have any drops last year, I don't
No,
think.
no.
So that's
He
a great sign out of
literally zero drops
out of a puppy.
rookie.
Yeah.
What was it, 14 for 14? I mean, it's something small number.
Yeah.
But guess what? Okay, now this year, give me 24.
Yeah, it doubles.
Right? Don't give me. I don't
Doubles
need.
to
I don't-
30.
Yeah, I mean 30. Yeah, that's fine. But
Well, and I could actually still down the road see this being a scenario where they wind up moving Nelson back outside and Mac Hollins becomes your slot guy.
yeah, and Fultz is saying that don't forget that he was on the Nelson. Before. Don't forget. I'm right with you. But that's just a guy. It takes time. He
Right.
said he didn't break out to his third year.
Right. Yeah.
And that's about right
think
for
Nelson
most
would
guys.
be good back outside? Like, how'd you think?
I think Nelson can play anyway.
I can play. I play him
you think
anywhere.
it was just a confidence
He
thing?
played outside at USC.
No, I think it was a fit. I think he's a better inside guy than anybody you had last year, and he's a better route runner than anybody on your roster.
Right.
So to me, he's a perfect fit for the inside
And
because
now-
he's going to
now he's working with
expose
the
you.
GOAT.
Yeah, he's going to expose you inside. Outside, again, his route running is just so good that I think he can play anywhere.
Now he's working with the footwork goat.
Who, Jared?
Down at
Is
Miami.
Who's the footwork go? Is that just what they
Ocho.
call him?
Ocho.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, my
Yeah.
dog.
Oh, listen, great route runner.
Yeah.
Great route runner. I don't mind all the extra. Like, I think that's what you get. And
I love it.
And Nelson's not that kid,
Yeah.
and it makes it even better. And neither's Alshon. You don't have that guy. And Mike Wallace is another guy. It's a selfless team. We got to get out of here now. But it's just so exciting. I mean, think we got so much to fucking talk
Go
about.
Phils!
We didn't even get to that. You know what I mean? Like, we went through all this stuff, and it's just excitement. We didn't even talk about Flyers. What are they up?
2-0.
2-0. Let's go.
All right. Graybeard's coming back. Playoff run.
It is. Willie said that earlier. That Graybeard was coming back. He's the revenge of Graybeard.
That's right.
Another edition. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. Love you all. Thank you all. Family talk. Enjoyed it. Tomorrow night you got Lazy Booking. 7:30 Hockey Happy Hour. At 10?
Yeah.
10, right? 10. Sunday or Saturday, MLB Roundtable, 6 o'clock. Agree, disagree. Sunday morning, Easter morning.
Sunday
I'm going to
morning.
sleep right in the goddamn studio because I'm right back at it again for the people. Listen, love you all. Gibson Mayer, thank you.
Yep.
Every week it is tax season. Make him your freaking what?
Certified public
account, right? Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. We're out of here. Love you
See you guys.
for the 5th fucking time.